K&K Sports Show. Are you looking for sports knowledge?
I always liked on-base percentage. I was a big on-base percentage guy. Because there were some kids you would look out and go, damn, that kid is always on base.
Passion.
Weapons, weapons, weapons. How excited. I'm fired up for that.
Accountability.
Hello, my fellow ladies and gents. It's the old fraud slayer back with yet another fraud slay.
Loyalty.
One all-around basketball player, rebounding, assists, everything. I'm taking LeBron James.
Strategy.
We go legit sleeper guys, but I think Kyler Murray's going to have a ridiculous year this year.
Mixed with laughter. While keeping it real.
Well, I did because I'm one of the only one that's realistic. He stinks.
The K&K Sports Show starts now.
All right, we are live. That was a long little intro tonight, but trying a couple things new. We got a little intro music with our new intro, and I don't know where to begin because I got about 80 things going on. We're going to be live on I-95 Sports Network, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and tonight live on Periscope and Twitter. So that's new. Ricky's saying he's here. Kenny's saying good evening, ladies and gents. So, Mr. Sickinger, how are you? You look nice and now calm since you've been able to get on. You're
Yeah,
back.
you know what? Those last seconds. So I'm on the iPad tonight. All sorts of things. Hey, shout out the great Gale Sayers. Rest in peace. The Kansas Comet, one of the greatest running backs of all time, passed away today. You know, kudos to the man.
Absolutely. Mr. Petro, how are you?
What's up, everybody? I'm good. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Halfway home, baby. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, how are you?
Doing well as well. And I see you got Bella's excited about the show
Yeah,
tonight.
Bella's live. Bella knew exactly 8 o'clock. She came down.
Came down to watch.
Now, I'm going to ask you this, Jim. You answer this one. What is the over-under tonight that people ask him about, Kenny, about his masks?
I know I'm not going to ask. Because when a friend does something for you, you hold off.
Go with the flow?
You don't attack him. You don't attack him like his team is 0-2. They've lost their starting quarterback, starting wide receiver. You don't do that.
Listen, by the way,
attack somebody like that.
Guys, Hoops is our first official. She's commenting from Twitter. So Hoops is the first official person on Twitter to give us a shout out. So we are live on Twitter. Yeah, you know what, Jim? Listen, I'm going to be honest. My football season can be over in 2 weeks. It might be over now. And it's not what it should have been. We're going to get into it when I get into Broncos later, but I don't know, man. What do you think, Petro? Am I in trouble?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, I said it. Von Miller was going to be tough to overcome, but now we're talking that your starting quarterback is going to be out for 2 to 6 weeks. I'm sorry, man. You guys are toast, bro. It's not looking good, man.
Mr. Kirkpatrick sipping on a drink over there. Mr. Kirkpatrick sipping on a drink with a smile like his team's 2-0.
Hey, I wasn't expected to be 2-0. And you know what? We might be in the running for tanking for Trevor right now. So
everybody might be.
Of course, I'm happy.
Not us.
By the way,
I don't think we are either.
Listen, I asked Kenny a question. I'm going to get to this later about who would you rather have, Trevor, and we're going to go through all 32 teams. And when me and Kenny did, it was something like, 4 players? Other than that, like 28 teams, we'd rather have Trevor Lawrence. We'll get into that, but I want to thank Ricky again. He said he's glad it's working well. He worked, we did a little Twitter this week, so thank you for setting that up for us. And let's start with a little rapid fire round, all right? Real quick answers. I'm going to start with Petro. If the Lakers win the NBA championship, Anthony Davis will win the MVP. Yes or no?
MVP of the NBA of the finals, you mean?
Of the finals, yes.
So LeBron's always won it when he's won the final. I'm going to say, yeah. I'm going to say Anthony Davis will be finals MVP.
Jim?
Yeah, I believe so too. You know what? How about, you it's not always the person who, has to get it. I think it's the person who deserves it, and I think the young kid does. So let's go from there.
Mr. Kirkpatrick?
I'm on board with Jim and Petro. I think he deserves it, and we'll get it.
Okay, me too. All right, Jim, let's start with this one. You mentioned Gale Sayers before. Top 10 running back of all time, yes or no?
I always believed yes, and it was funny. My dad, he was a football fan, but not the biggest football fan, but he always told me, he said, I love the way that Gale Sayers runs. That name would always come up, when he talked about running backs. And when you go back and watch his highlights, man, he was graceful. And if they had only figured out like the knee surgery thing back in the 70s like they do today, his career would have been longer. But, man, I mean, you talk about everything. Running with grace, power, speed. He returned kickoffs. He returned punts. And when you go back and watch highlights of Gale Sayers, that game where he scored 6 touchdowns against San Francisco, it was in the mud at Wrigley Field. Like, it was a muddy track, and this guy still did it. So, kudos to him, man. You know what? One of the all-time greats.
Okay. Petro?
So he was way before my time. But just off the top of my head, if I'm thinking of top 10 running backs, I'd probably say no.
Ask your Pops, Mike. Ask Pops.
I will. But I mean, just me thinking about it, I can name. There's a lot. There's a lot of really good NFL running backs. So I'm going to say no, but I also didn't see a lot of them. See any of them. So.
Okay, Kenny.
That's fair.
Obviously, I didn't see him neither. I think because it was a running game back then, I might throw him in the top 10. But I really can't say yes or no either way because I've never really seen the guy play.
Okay. Jim, on Friday, the MAC is going to vote if they're going to have a football season, the MAC conference. Will they vote yes to have a football conference?
You broke up a little at the end there, Kurt. I'm sorry.
Will the MAC vote yes for the to have a football season this year?
It is so tough, right? I mean, one by one, we saw the Big Ten starting to cave. Pac-12 still holding tight. These small schools, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they're going to hold to their guns, and they're going to say, listen, we're going to do the right thing because this whole COVID thing is going up and down like a roller coaster right now.
Okay. Mr. Petro?
I'm going to say yes. I think it's going to end up that everyone is going to end up playing college football.
I agree.
I saw they had Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards was saying that they believe that they're going to be up and running by the end of October. Pac-12 also. He's the head coach of Arizona State. So I think it's just a matter of time. It's like Jim always is the one who says it. It's too much money being left on the table. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Okay. Mr. Kirkpatrick, what do you think?
Yes, because it's going to come down to money. They can get one of these teams or a couple of their teams. MAC is the ones that used to play on Thursday nights, right? Or Wednesday nights?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
They might do something like that again and get themselves nationally televised each week.
Okay.
It says right here that Pac-12 are meeting, all the presidents of the Pac-12 are meeting tomorrow to vote. So we'll know tomorrow about the Pac-12.
Okay. Petro, Road Warriors, right? Lost their second member today, passed away. Road Warriors, best tag team ever?
Ooh. They're up there for sure. I'm gonna still say no though. I grew up with like the younger ones. Like I loved like the Hardy Boys. They were so awesome. You had D-Generation X with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, which were awesome. There were so many good ones. Okay. They're close though. They're in their conversation for sure.
Okay. Kenny.
Who passed away? I missed that part.
Animal.
He did. Well,
yes.
His son, remember he played on the Rams for a little
Laurinaitis, yes.
Yeah, he was Ohio State, right?
I didn't know he was sick. I'm going to throw him like Petro said in the top tag teams. I don't know if I can make them the best because there were a lot of like you said, the Hardy Boys and
so many good ones.
The Rockers, like all those tag teams in the 80s and 90s can compete with.
Jim, what about you?
It's a hard pass for me on wrestling, brother.
Okay. All right. Let's start with you with this one, Jim. We're gonna try. We got 2 minutes. I want to get it most if we can. Jim, would you let the Chargers doctors give you a shot after hearing the news?
Oh man, you know what? Blind trust, right? You always say when you go to the doctor, you put it in their hands what's going to go on. You know what? I'm thinking the guy is Justin Herbert on his fantasy team. And he's like, you know what? I need this guy to start this week. Let me
Bang him up.
popping him.
Kenny, how about you?
No.
It's like the Mets doctors.
Yeah, something
It's
shady.
like the movie. What was the movie? Varsity Blues.
Yeah, you put that needle in him, I'm not playing.
Dale saying hello. Dale saying
Hey,
hello
Dale.
to me, you, and the boys. So everybody there. And what do you think, Petro? Would you let him shoot you up, the doctor?
God, is that like not such like an LA injury? It's like an episode of Botched, right? Like it's that's crazy. I'll tell you though, Justin Herbert looks
Well, you know what,
pretty
Petro?
good.
Answer my next rapid fire. Going forward, Herbert or Tyrod Taylor?
Okay, Anthony Lynn said if Tyrod Taylor was healthy, Tyrod would be the quarterback. I don't know how in God's name you could say that when 3 minutes before game time, he walked up to Justin Herbert and says, "Oh, by the way, you're starting."
Yeah, you know why they said
And
that,
that kid
Petro? I
went in-
read
that
a
kid-
tweet today. It said because they're going to be getting sued if they don't keep playing them. They'll be suing them for what the hell they did to them.
Kurt, a
That
couple more
kid-
comments. Dale's saying that, Jim, you got a tough game this week. We're going to get into NFL in a couple minutes. And our friend Bob Caputo's saying hello, gentlemen.
Are they coming in on Facebook?
Yes.
I got Facebook on here. I don't see any comments.
Bob, by
Once
the way,
again,
Bob Caputo, Bob.
Yeah, my Facebook Live.
Kenny, let me just make this announcement. We're doing commercials tonight for the first time. Bob Caputo's is going to be on at 8:35.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Katie Humphreys is going to be at 9, and then Kathy Sickinger is going at 9:35 with their voiceover. So I just wanted to get that in.
Jim, I know Justin Herbert had you on the edge of your seat for a little bit that on last Sunday, man. He went toe to.
Nervous?
He went toe to. Oh, he went toe to. Hey. Let me
Listen,
tell you something. For a rookie to do that, to go in and literally not know that he's going to be playing against the defending Super Bowl champs, man, that was pretty impressive, man. That was. I thought when you saw Herbert out there, I thought, oh my God, this kid is going to get killed. He's going to get killed.
you know what?
But props.
I tell you
props.
what.
He was awesome. He was
Hey,
awesome.
Kurt, you could be honest. Be honest with him, Kurt. I was on the phone with Kurt for the last 2 minutes of the game. Kurt, what was I saying, right?
You were calm. And what did I say? They'll tie it up. They'll win. Mahomes, they'll win.
Oh, I had no doubt that Mahomes was going to do it. But, man, that kid, he was just out there.
Oh, he was good.
Loose. Like it didn't look like it was his first game.
Guys, by the way, Dale Jr. is saying hello. So Dale Jr. is joining us. So hello, Dale.
What's up?
Hey, Junior,
You know, it's funny. Like you said, some of the best, you know what? Like the kid didn't have time to think about it. Some of those best performances by rookies are when they're just thrown in there.
Yep.
Now it's like the week to get prepared, the thinking, the stuff like that. I mean, they came in, they had a good game plan. They ran those two running backs.
Yep.
They hit Hunter Henry down the center. Didn't really
They were
use the wide
getting
receivers
after.
a lot.
They were getting after Mahomes too.
Yep.
Oh, they sure were.
They were
sure
getting
were.
after him.
Dale's
Kurt, do
made
you have any more rapid fire? or you
No,
wanna
no,
segue right
I'm done with rapid fire. You can take over with the NFL, but I do want to say this because Dale saying Butker best kicker in the league. I mean, that was just insane. He was just banging them further and further. Moved back 5. He kicked it another. He would have kicked that from probably 7 to 10 yards. Like
Hey,
nothing.
as we're watching it, hey Kurt, as we're watching it, right? He kicks the first one. Now Kurt was 5 seconds ahead of me. So as we're watching the last couple of minutes of the game, when I heard Kurt go, "Yeah," I'm like, "All right, good. We made a nice play." Kurt goes, "I'm not going to say anything anymore."
Yeah.
First kick goes through. I'm like, "Game over."
Timeout.
Kurt goes, "No, it's not." Penalty. We move it back 5 yards. I'm like, "Oh man." Second one goes through. I see the refs just put their hands up like this, and Kurt goes, "I have the sound down." They called the timeout because I'll tell you what. Who's with me? Where's the camera? I hate Tony Romo. Is anybody else in the hating Tony Romo club?
I like Tony Romo.
I despise everything about that loser.
Kenny likes everybody. Kenny, what do you think?
I can't stand him.
You can't. All right. If Kenny Kirkpatrick can't stand you, Tony Romo, There it is. Kenny Kirkpatrick doesn't hate anybody. He walks around ants on the sidewalk. That's how nice that guy is. Guess
Would
what?
you guys
And he
all
hates
say
you
that if
too.
we got Tony Romo on this show?
I would
tell him right now.
Tell him to
Come on.
I say, Tony, you make boost ratings
He
for me,
better
but I
not come
hate
on.
you as an announcer. You make me want to hit the mute button.
All right, Kenny.
Put him and A-Rod in the same room.
You know what?
I don't know
That's a
who's
great-
worse. I might hate
That's
Joe
Kirk's
Buck
next
more,
question. Jim, who would you want in a fight who would win a fight between A-Rod and Tony Romo? Who would you want to win?
Oh, you would have to pick Romo. You hate A-Rod.
I hate
A-Rod.
Yeah, you know what? I'd have to say because A-Rod.
Go ahead, Kenny. What do you
Put me on
got?
that
first?
spot, Kurt.
All right, let's start with the recap. I know we started with the Chiefs-Chargers game, but there was a couple other big games.
Okay.
I'll go with you. Well, we're going to get into injuries in a minute, but pick a game that you really enjoyed watching this week besides the Chiefs-Chargers.
Who are you asking?
Recap it. Give us a little recap on it.
Who are you asking?
I'll ask you first,
Okay, you're asking me?
and then I'll go Petro and Jim. You already answered.
Well, I could tell you, I
Chargers,
didn't
but
like
if you wanna add anything to it.
watching the Denver game because that was a total disaster. We're gonna get into injuries in a second, but you know what was a great game? The Seattle New England game Sunday night. That was a great
Awesome game.
That was a great game, and I'm gonna tell you, we joke around with Dale Jr. saying Saint Raiders, but we joke around with Belichick and Brady. But I mean, everybody said Cam was done. You know what? Cam looks like old friggin' Cam, man. It's crazy.
They're you know what it is?
Using the right way.
They're using him the right way.
Yeah.
And they are. He's having them run designed runs, but Cam is also not out there getting absolutely hammered every time he runs the ball. Because that was the problem in Carolina. Cam wasn't and that is also a thing on Cam too. He wasn't really being smart. He would always kind of dip his shoulder and try and get that extra yard.
Yep.
Belichick probably sat him down and was like, listen to me. That extra yard or two, it doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
That was RG3's problem. Man, RG3,
Exactly.
I loved him. But you know what? You'll get the extra yard in the next play. You don't need to go. You know what I mean? It's not like you're in the Super Bowl where that extra yard is going to mean everything. It's they're using him the right way, and he looks super relaxed back there. He looks comfortable in the pocket. I agree. I mean, just to come off of that point, Russell Wilson, man, I said it on the last show. How is that guy ever?
Gentleman from Michelle Wentzman.
Hello, Michelle. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for joining.
How has Russell Wilson never gotten an MVP vote?
That's crazy. But did you see that? Petro, did you see this? It said it today. Right now, he's the favorite to win the MVP.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's got to be.
favorite.
Do you see what he's doing? He's unbelievable. He is unbelievable.
Ricky's saying he's very impressed. He's a Patriot fan, very impressed with Cam. Again, great game and great way to finish it out. I mean, everybody's talk. It's so funny, everyone, we say, Monday morning quarterbacks, but they're saying, how the hell, why are they running the ball there? Listen, Seattle didn't stop that play all night long, and if they would have threw the ball there and they didn't get it, they would have got ripped, Josh McDaniels. So,
wait a minute. In the Super Bowl, did Seattle not throw the ball at the 1 yard line? And what happened? I know they had Lynch, but what happened? They threw the interception, and it was the worst call in history to everybody.
Well, I think the touchdown before, when Cam Newton faked it to go, and he had the guy wide open, the fullback wide open, I thought it was going to be something like that. I'm a firm believer that trying to get a 1 yard dive up the middle in the NFL, I honestly think that is just dead now. You have to try and get it to the outside, and just use your athletes and just try and just get to the end.
They said if he would have bounced that though, because they're running QB power. If he bounces that, they said he walks right in. I mean,
I agree. I don't know why it was you're gonna go between the left guard and the tackle when, come on, Seattle knew it was coming. It was clear as day. Seattle knew it was coming. So, you know what? Belichick and McDaniels, they'll take that one because they obviously, if they could take that one back, they would have called something different. But I'm gonna go off the spectrum. I thought the Bengals-Browns game was awesome on Thursday. That game was awesome. Baker Mayfield, he showed that everyone was really had enough of him, but that kid can play football, man. You know, he got Odell involved, which was good to see.
Yes.
That was a great game. Joe Burrow, that kid is
tough. He took some big
good.
boy hits, didn't
He's
he?
gonna be
oh,
good.
well, he took some big boy hits, but man, he's gonna be
Looks
big
good.
time. He's gonna be big time, that kid. And I
Kenny,
can't believe
we
it.
got one here. Dale saying Falcons Cowboys.
I was just
when
gonna say
Petro's
I
done
can't.
when we're done with the Bengals Browns, let's get into that game a little bit.
I'm done with the Bengals Browns. I was just gonna say I couldn't believe that game.
Yeah.
The whole first of all, the Falcons special teams coach, he should be fired
They
immediately.
should all be fired. How many times is Quinn, though? Like, I know Kenny's on this guy every week. I mean, how many times is Quinn going to get a pass for that, man? Like,
What I don't understand is your hands team. Don't try and tell me that they didn't know that ball didn't have to go 10 yards.
Come on.
Because there is no way. There is no way. They all actually moved out of the way and stood and watched it and then tried to dive on it. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
I'm bringing movies into these scenarios. First with the Varsity Blues with the Chargers, and now the kicker from Waterboy. Who's my bitch? Who's my bitch? He found his bitch and he got him.
Kenny,
the kicker didn't even use a tee. He didn't even use a tee to kick the ball. They never seen it before.
Kenny,
he kicked it, and then it just kept spinning. And
we sit here though, guys. We sit here every week and we say though, like, what coach is on the hot seat and everything like this. Like, Dan Quinn to me is a defensive coach, right? His defense has been terrible there. So
terrible.
Why keep him there? Like, I don't get it. Like, what does he do? Like, it's different if it's like, okay, they're losing 14-10 and his defense, but the defense is horrendous. I mean, offensively they score, but how do they blow that game?
If Atlanta doesn't have a winning record, he'll be fired this year.
You know what? But we never bring up his name when we're talking about guys who are going to be fired. You know what? You know what do you think of him being fired on Sundays after his team blows a lead? Or something happens.
You're right.
You know what? And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, we forget about what we're talking about.
You're right. He stays on the DL. It's on the down low with him. It is.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden Sunday night you're like, this guy should be fired.
A couple more comments. Dale saying that was really ridiculous.
Yeah.
Agree 100%. And Bobby Blackjack is checking in, throwing some smack out. His 2-0 Raging Pirates in our fantasy
Yep,
football
he beat
league.
me. I had another rough weekend. Thank God the SEC and Auburn's opening up
His
this
team
week.
is looking good. You know, it's only 2 weeks in. You know, who's the pretenders? We're going to see.
We'll see.
Hey, you know who should be scared right now?
Joining in, Bobby.
You know who should be scared, Kenny? Auburn. Because if you're Kurt, his fantasy football team suck.
Nothing's going right,
Broncos
Jim.
suck. So if you're Auburn right now,
hey,
you know what?
They got a tough one. They got to play versus Kentucky this week, right out of the gate. 2 ranked teams. That's not a gimme. So it's bad. Gary Giordano saying, I'm ordering a spice rack for Kurt since he don't like hot sauce. Them balls gonna be delicious.
We'll probably get into some injuries, but a couple more good games. We'll get into injuries. There were a lot of injuries.
Gary Giordano, I like that.
Me, so happy the Eagles are 0-2. Like I said, they can go 0-16, and I'll be happy camper.
I just would have loved to have seen the Cowboys go 0-2.
That would have been incredible.
It would have just been. I'll tell you though. Hey, Dak had a really.
Gary Jones would have jumped out of his booth.
He did.
Dak is really playing up to get that big time.
Well, here's what we're gonna do, Petro.
That was a great game.
I don't want to see it versus Atlanta. I want to see it Sunday at 4:25 because he's going up against Russell Wilson. You know what?
Well, but he brought the team back. He brought the team back. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't an easy task. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Come down 20. You know what I mean? He put that team on his back. That was very. I know it took a ridiculous onside kick that should have never happened. You know what I mean? But just leading up to it before that, he's a good quarterback, man. Kenny. I wouldn't pick him to be my guy who's going to win me a Super Bowl, but Dak he's a good quarterback.
Doug Gogol just said they shouldn't let Quinn on the team playing after a game like that.
You're right.
They shouldn't have let him on the team playing after the 28-3 debacle in the Super Bowl.
You know, hey, Dale Jr.'s got a real good one, and he's got a real good one. Mike Zimmer I mean, they look horrendous, the Vikings.
Woo!
Horrendous.
Don't blame Mike Zimmer. I know who to blame on that team.
Yeah,
you already know.
Kirk Cousins.
You already know. You
That's your
already
guy.
know who I'm blaming.
That's Petro's
That-
guy.
Well, you can't. Yeah, but you got to
That
blame Zimmerman.
sucker.
But Zimmer's another guy, guys. Oh, he's a defensive guru. That team got lit up versus Green Bay. Lit up.
Some more
they
comments. Ricky is 2-0 in his 12-team league. Dale Sr., 49ers had big ones. Dale Panulo Jr., Dak put his team on his back. I agree with that one. I don't like the guy, but he definitely did. Gary Giordano, he looked like dog crap week 1. LOL, it was the Falcons. In the words of my boy
A-Rod.
Relax.
Yes,
Dale
I
Panulo,
agree.
Cousins and Dale saying Mike Zimmer.
I 100% agree with Gary. I want to see this week because, again, Russell Wilson's the guy with the big contract. He should be toe-to-toe with that guy this week. I don't want to see Seattle 27-13. I don't want to see it. I want big numbers versus Seattle this week on the road. That's what those big quarterbacks get. So he better show up this week. That last week means nothing. Show up this week. Agree or disagree?
No, 100%.
Great.
I agree. Hey, Kirk Cousins, they paid him, and look how that's worked out. Loser.
Terrible.
God, he's such a loser.
Terrible.
God, he is such a
Time do we
loser.
have to
I
go
hate
to our
him so
first
much.
commercial? Is it 8:30? You said?
Yeah, well, no, 5 more minutes. We're going to go 5 more minutes.
All right.
Oh, I hate him
Want
so
to do
much.
some injuries? I mean, I think we all know the big injuries, guys. I don't need to go into detail with that, right? Barkley,
And Kenny's-
McCaffrey, Bosa, but some other injuries: Drew Lock, Courtney Sutton, the whole.
I'll tell you,
The whole Bronco
Brees.
team.
Kurt
Every Bronco guy.
Valenti's TV.
Oh, I
broken
got to
screen.
tell you something. Hold on, Kenny, real quick, because Dale's Jr. saying he wants to hear our thoughts on Chiefs Ravens. We'll get into that at 8:35. Bob Caputo saying, how many parlays were ruined by the Saints' loss? Mine was. He said. But
Bob,
I saw
the Saints, the Cowboys,
Yeah.
the Patriots.
Yeah, but I saw this. Somebody had a
Patriots,
FanDuel
the
ticket.
Seahawks covered on that.
Somebody had a FanDuel ticket. I want to say they had
And the
9
Bengals
games.
Browns. Sorry, Kurt.
Kenny, real quick, they had 9 games. Somebody had a ticket. It was posted on something on Twitter, and the guy was 10 games. He was 9 for 10, and he would have won something like
Petro.
6,800, right? 6,800, but he cashed out after winning the first 9 for like 1,900, and he said, "Thank God I cashed out, and I didn't go with the Saints because the Saints was his 10th game, so he cashed out and he won the money by cashing out." So. Good call.
Bobby
You know what?
Blackjack saying Don Mattingly NL Manager of the Year. We're going to get into baseball in the 9 o'clock hour, Bobby.
That's a good call.
Bring that up.
Junior
Dale
saying his
Panulo's
parlay
also
was ruined by the
saying
Vikings.
His parlay was ruined on Vikings Cowboys. That
Ugh.
was Junior.
Hey, it also popped up, too. They said the backup running back for San Francisco's out now, too. Tevin Coleman.
Yes.
They're going to be holding open tryouts.
McKinnon, baby.
That's it.
Let's do real quick, like a rapid fire, since we only have 3 minutes.
Okay.
I know we do this every week, so after 2 weeks, give me a surprise and a disappointment. I'll go with Petro, Jim, Kurt.
My surprise NFL team. I want to say the Packers, but I'm not really surprised. Everyone wrote Aaron Rodgers off, and they're stupid for doing it because that guy he is still the upper echelon of what you want in a quarterback. I would take him over 85% of the quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Like, there's no question about it. So, a part of me wants to say the Packers, but I'm going to say the Arizona Cardinals. Man, Kyler Murray
Good one.
is, oh, man. Did you guys see the highlight of when he high skipped twice, and man, he left that Redskin defender. That football team defender.
Yeah, watch what you're saying, Petro.
He left that football team defender. Oh man, he is so damn good, man. He is so good. He, in my eyes, he's second in MVP voting right now behind Russell Wilson. He would be my second choice for MVP.
Kenny, we got a couple coming in. Dale saying his surprise was Miami beating Dale Jr. saying Miami beating Jacksonville. Dale Sr. saying Cleveland. Jeremy saying, I'm surprised Gase still has a job.
Yeah. All right.
Buffalo. Oh no, who played Jack? Oh yeah, that's right.
How about a quick disappointment rapid fire? Because we got 1 minute before we go to Kurt's commercial.
Every time Adam Gase goes up to the
Petro?
building with his key, he's probably like this. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work?
Disappointment. I gotta say the Philadelphia Eagles.
I agree with that.
I really can't believe that they're struggling this much. I know that they don't really have many weapons, but I'm gonna say the Eagles.
I'm gonna say the Vikings.
Vikings as a disappointment and a surprise. Kurt.
My surprise is the Bears.
Bears.
The Bears.
Good one. How about you, Jim?
Bert, that's what I was gonna say. The Bears right now 2-0. We didn't.
I'm with Petro on the disappointment. Surprise, even though they're 1-1, the Jaguars could very well be 2-0. That's my surprise.
Thursday night.
Who's your disappointment,
the Titans.
Jim?
They played the Titans really good, and they beat the Colts week 1.
Who's Jim's
so,
disappointment?
Now that's my surprise.
Oh, right now,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm saying once again, you know what?
Hey, your Super Bowl prediction after 2 weeks, Jim, is looking really good.
What would that be, Kenny?
Chiefs and Cardinals.
Thank you.
Hey, Chiefs Seahawks, and I put money on it too. That's looking okay.
At least I got the AFC looking good, the Chiefs, but why just
we got a long way.
There must have been something in my iced tea when I picked the Vikings.
Got a ways to go.
Yeah.
The Arrowhead Army has a tough road ahead of them.
Yes, they do.
We're going to talk about that after the commercial, right?
Anything else, Kenny?
We'll get into week 3 preview after the commercial.
All right, so we're going to take our first commercial. It's going to preview the other shows that are on the network. And then we're going to have our 3 voiceover people. So our first one is going to be our guy, Bob Caputo. So everybody, we will be back in 55 seconds.
Are you looking for more sports coverage? Tune into these shows live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, and the I-95 Sports Network.
Join Kurt and Jen for the latest in high school sports. All In on High School Sports airs Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m.
Want to make some quick cash? Does your fantasy football lineup need some tweaking? Then join Kurt, Kenny, and Bielen for Wits and Wagers Thursdays at 6 p.m. And Saturdays are all about football. Kurt and Kenny team up to bring you Brunch and Crunch on Saturday mornings.
This is Bob Caputo, a.k.a. Bobicello, and you are listening to the K&K Sports Program. Back at you, Kurt.
We are back after that. I hope that commercial sounded pretty decent. I want to thank Hoops for that. I want to thank Mr. Bob Caputo for doing our first voiceover. So thank you, guys. Kenny, what do we got coming up? What's next?
Do a little week 3 preview.
Okay.
We'll go right to Jim with the biggest game of the week and possibly the year. Chiefs and Ravens Monday night. What better way to end the week, right, Jim?
End the week or start the week, right, Ken? Depending on what way.
Yeah, end of the football week, I should say. End of week 3. End of week 3.
I'll tell you, and I said this to Kurt, and I will not backtrack on this at all. I'm not one of those disillusional fans that's like, hey, the Chiefs are going to run the table. They're going to – you know what? I know if you're a Chiefs fan, you know where our warts are, and you know where our problems are. We're trying to address them. We have a lot of injuries also, and that's not an excuse. But once again, a lot on the defensive side of the ball. We have rookies at corners. We have rookies at DB. And you know what? We had a lot of guys in the interior line that were beat up. We got a tough road ahead of us. I think this is just going to battle test us. The Ravens, and then we go in and once we have to play the NFC South, where we got to play, the Saints and those teams down there, and that's going to be tough sledding for the Chiefs. This is not going to be a cakewalk, but I think it's going to make us better. Monday night's game, I'm a little worried. I got to be honest with you. You know what? The Ravens have looked good the last 2 weeks, and It's not that we've looked bad. The Chargers had a great game plan the other day. They perfected it, but the Chiefs said they're going to work this week on cleaning stuff up. It's not going to be – listen, if everybody thinks it's going to be Mahomes throwing 70-yard passes down the field every play, you're wrong. We've got to work that running back in, the young kid, all right? Work our intermediate passes to Kelsey, and then that other stuff. It's not just going to be like the old Oakland Raiders throwing the ball down the field 70 yards every play. We're not going to do that. So want to know what everybody else thinks. Petro, what do you got?
It's going to be such a good game, man. It's going to really come down to the defenses. I think Lamar and I think Mahomes, they're going to do their job. I think, Tyreek Hill is going to be the big X factor because that guy can just open up everything else for all the underneath stuff. I know the Ravens have a guy kind of like that with Brown. I just trust Mahomes a little bit more to just hit the target. I love Lamar. I think he's fantastic, but I gotta give. What's that? What is that line at right now?
3.5. It was 3.5.
3.5. It is. It's 3.5 right now. Oh, you guys are catching points?
Yes.
With
Petro.
no fans.
Still, who gives a shit? It's Pat Mahomes. It's Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes getting 3.5 on Monday night.
Oh, no way. Listen, I'm the first guy to tell you, I'm a big Lamar guy. You guys all know it. You see my fantasy team. I got the whole entire Ravens. I got the whole entire Ravens. I got the whole entire Ravens team on my fantasy team, but oh man, Mahomes catching points, that's just bulletin board material for the wrong kind of guy because he will eat that up. I didn't know that. I just looked at it. I thought it was.
You just got perky. Look at him.
I'm taking the Chiefs all the way in this one.
Kenny, here's my thing, Kenny.
Okay, money line, everybody.
Yeah, here's my thing right now. Bet it now because that line's going to go down.
Well,
it'll go down. It'll go down, but it's not going to adjust where it's going to be. I could see it being like a 1.5. It's not going to go down that much.
No, but the 3.5 is taking candy from a baby.
But
forget the points. Forget the points. Take the money.
But I'm going to say this. Then this is the only thing, and because I could tell you this right now, if this was a playoff game, I would put everything on Patrick Mahomes. I would, but I think this game, and like Jim said, they're not going to go 16-0. It's not going to happen. They're not going to go 19-0. I think Baltimore, especially after that bad taste in their mouth, I think they need this game. I think if Baltimore loses this game for the psyche, we can't beat them at home. Everything's in our favor. We got beat by, we lost. We got upset versus Tennessee last year. That's why I just think Baltimore, this game means more to them. And I think that I would trust, Spagnuolo and Reed in a playoff game. Not that they're not going to show them everything, but Baltimore's going to run. Kansas City has a little problem stopping the run. I don't know. I would say Baltimore just because. But again, if this game was for the playoffs, I would go all in on Kansas City. But I just think this one, like Jim's saying, they're going to lose 2 games. So,
I
don't know, man.
Disagree 100%.
Do you?
Because the Chiefs, everybody, all the betting people. Not everybody, but a lot of the people are going to be like, oh, the Chiefs barely beat the Chargers. It's called possibly overlooking to the week ahead.
But I will say this, though, Kenny, that Baltimore is going to try to run down their throat.
The Ravens, because they blew out 2 teams in 2 weeks. But the Chiefs, you can't take – you got to take the Chiefs. It's an unbelievable.
Hey, Kenny, I said this to Kirk during the game. If you noticed during the Chiefs-Chargers game, every first down, the Chargers got anywhere from 4 to 6 yards. Every first down. You know what? And, would you call that running back tandem upper echelon? Would you call their offensive line that good? You know what? That got me worried. I'm like, every first down was 4 to 6 yards.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs stuffed them once or twice on first down, go back and watch the tape. It was a miracle.
This is going to be a 3-point game either way. That's why I say the 3.5. But,
I think what factors into that Charger game is they didn't have anything to prepare off of with Herbert, though. You know what I mean? You go in the whole entire week preparing for Tyrod Taylor. You know how he plays. You know his tendencies. All of a sudden, you give the ball, you kick the ball off to the Chargers, and Justin Herbert comes running out when you have no idea that that's going to happen. That changes everything. And Tennessee Titans tried to run it down Kansas City's throats last year in the playoffs, and the best running back in football couldn't get really far. So I don't know, man. I think Mahomes, seeing that he's a 3.5 underdog, because they can tell you that they don't see that kind of stuff, but they see it. They know.
This is my, you know what, and this is going to be my last point on the game, guys, because I know we got to move on to other stuff. If you noticed, and we all know, Andy Reid is a great screens guy. His screenplays are awesome. He hasn't done a lot of them. Like with Damian Williams opting out, Darrell Williams hurt. It's really left is Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Darwin Thompson as the two running backs right now. Last year, they even had Shady McCoy. They would run a lot of those intricate screens to take that pressure off on a blitz. You know what? I'm sure they're going to add some of those packages in, but it takes time. Right. You know what? They had to get that guy run the ball first. They had to get him, right, Kurt? Pass coverage or blocking in the backfield. And now some of those screenplays that Andy's famous for, they're going to start introducing some of those. We haven't seen those yet. And I think those are going to start coming up.
But like,
I got
you
some
guys
good comments, Kurt. I got some great comments to read.
Kenny, go ahead.
Dale Panulo Jr. Great point. First time ever Mahomes getting points. John Bielen. Great stats I read this morning. Mahomes' career is 48% against the 2.5 second in the pocket. The Ravens are number 3 blitzing defense in the league. Wow. My cousin Sherry just wanted to check in, say good night. Hi and good night. Love you guys, but I've had a horrible day. Got lost in the hood in downtown Tampa.
Oh.
Dale, can you please video me or my dad? Yes, Kurt, you can give him the Zoom info.
Okay.
They want to
if he wants to come in,
he wants to talk LOL for 5 minutes. That's Junior. And Dale now saying the Bucks have Shady, McCoy, and Jones.
Okay, but see, let me ask something, Petro, all you guys, because I think Jim's on board with me with this. Do you believe, though, like, that some games, like, just mean, like, I don't know, I'm just big on, like, say, you know, a team beats a team in the NFC, like Tennessee. Say it was Kansas City at Tennessee. I think Tennessee, like, just has to win that game if it's at home. Like, if they lose at home, you know, especially like fans, and like if this game was fans, I think Baltimore would blow Kansas City out. I really do. But I think in the playoffs, I'm taking Kansas City. I just think that they have so much that if Baltimore loses this game this year, there's going to be so much doubt. You're going to have people saying, forget it. They can't beat Kansas City. That's why I think, again, I think Kansas City's the better team. But I just think for this spot, national television, I think that Baltimore has to win this game. Has to win this game.
Now, how many times did we see New England get beat by somebody early in the year? And you just knew Belichick's like, all right, third game of the year, you beat us. We'll see you in the playoffs.
Right.
And you know what? And everybody get excited. Oh, we beat the Patriots. We beat the Patriots. And everybody get all pumped up. We beat them. All of a sudden comes near the end of the year. Patriots come, take you out. You know, it's week 3 of the season. I'm not going to read that much into it.
You're right. It was always the same thing. I remember with the Heat, the Miami Heat with LeBron. They always would lose those series in the season. They would lose to the Celtics. They would lose to the Knicks. They would lose to these guys. Come playoff time, it would just click on. But man, Mahomes is just different. That kid is.
He's a different cat.
Yeah. I feel like too. He's the kind of guy who he wants to make sure that he's going to live up to that contract that he signed. And I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and they just try and just end this, because I'm telling you right now, I saw it. I'm pretty sure the odds right now, the Chiefs were the all-out favorite. But after week 1, the Ravens and them were even. They were the same odds to win the Super Bowl. And I'm telling you that they see all that stuff, and it is a pride thing. And I know, you know, it is whatever. And they're actually the favorite right now, the Ravens, to win the Super Bowl by a half. So,
sounds like Sharky's on the road, Mike. Sounds like road Sharky's Monday night.
But guys, I'm just worried. I really think Baltimore is just going to be like, screw you. You know what? here's 42 attempts right down your throat, Kansas City. And, is Kansas City healthy, Jim? Or no?
No, not on the defensive side. We're a little beat up. Our backup running back, Darrell Williams, a little beat up. Yeah, in the defensive side, we're young in certain parts, and we got some injuries in others. So, that's what worries me a little bit.
A couple others. There's not too many great games on Sunday, but we'll just do a couple, and then we'll do a minute each on our team's recap. And but a couple Sunday games that have me intrigued is Cowboys Seahawks.
Yes. Well, that game to me, I'm telling you right now, that game to me is, I don't want to hear anybody talk about Dak Prescott, because the guy he wants the money is the guy on that other sideline. And I'm going to tell you this, as a supporting cast, Dak Prescott's supporting cast is 10 times better than Seattle's, because Carson's a decent back, but he's not Zeke. No way. The Dallas guys,
I don't know about 10 times. I don't know about 10 times better.
I'll give you 3 times better, but not 10 times.
So, but I'm saying is
you would take Amari Cooper over. You would take Amari Cooper and Gallup over Metcalf and Lockett.
I would take, out of everybody, I think CeeDee Lamb is the best one out of all of them, to be honest with you. I do.
Oh my God.
Why, you think Metcalf is better than CeeDee Lamb?
I think Metcalf is the best out of the bunch.
Yeah. Johnny Bielen, I agree. Johnny Bielen's like, here we go, LOL.
But in all seriousness,
what if Dak throws? I'm gonna give you a line here. I'm gonna actually think this is his actual real line. I'm gonna say Dak's gonna throw for 350. He'll throw for 3 touchdowns, but the Cowboys lose a close one.
Okay, but here's the thing.
That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable.
Here's the thing. I don't want to look at stats. I don't want the score. This is what I don't. I don't want 35-7, and then Seattle's in a prevent defense, and it's.
Oh, no.
That's what I don't want.
I don't think it'll be.
I want this game.
That's known as a Phil Rivers.
I want this game right from the get-go. I want them in. I want them leading. And I want them with a shot to win that game at the end. That's the thing. I don't want it to be, they're down 3 scores and now it's garbage touchdowns. He should be the best player on that field. He should be the best. If he wants that money, be the best player on that field. Lead him to victory.
He already turned down Russell Wilson money.
Well,
so
listen,
I completely agree. I thought he was crazy for doing that.
I'll just say this one more time.
I brought this game up.
No, I'll say one more time. If anybody in their mind, seriously, if anybody in their mind thinks that Dak Prescott is on any kind of level with Russell Wilson, they need to be COVID tested, drug tested, if they're dead tested. Because if you watch those guys, it's not even close.
I'm not going to go into any more games.
Done.
I'm not going to go into any more games. The order we're going to do this, we're going to do 1 minute each on our team's week 2 performance and how we look this year. The order we have is Petro, Kurt, me, and Jim. You always go last with your Chiefs because you're the Super Bowl champion. Our weekly recap on our teams. And we'll start with Petro, and then we'll do quick NBA because we're a couple minutes behind before our 9 o'clock commercial.
Okay, so I think this game showed a few different things. I think, one, it showed how bad Philadelphia is, because everyone thought Philadelphia was going to be in the running to try and fight for Dallas, but I just don't see how that's going to happen because, man, let me tell you something. The Arizona Cardinals, they came out and they smacked us in the mouth. And granted, the Eagles did also, but this one, it was just different. We were down 20-0 so fast. And when you're playing catch up, it's so hard to kind of gauge how everything looks. Haskins, he's still a little bit of a work in progress. I really think that he can be great, but we just don't have the weapons around him. McLaurin is awesome. That guy he's going to be a great wide receiver in the league no matter what. But he's just drawing so many double teams. And it's going to be just so hard for him to get anything going with him just getting all the attention. We really need to get somebody big time for him. Other than that, I think the defense played pretty well. I mean, it's hard to stop DeAndre Hopkins to begin with. So I didn't think we were going to win that game anyway. I picked against them in the pick'em when we did it last week. We got the Browns. I think that's a winnable game. So I think the Redskins can be 2-1 after this week.
Nice.
Kurt, you have 1 minute.
Listen, I just hope
You shouldn't have much to say.
I just hope he doesn't. I don't get hurt announcing this. Listen, it is what it is, man. I mean, no excuses, but sometimes it happens, and you know what? It happens, and the thing that's scary is we're 7 points away from being. We lost to 2 pretty good AFC teams by 7 points. I'm just gonna say this. Is it that you show where is it Fangio blowing those games? See, this is the question I have to look at, and I think Bronco fans really have to look. Is it Fangio blowing those games, or is Fangio keeping them in the games with what they have? And I think that's I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know because, but listen, it hurts, man. I mean, Drew Lock being out, Sutton's out. Jim saying Bortles. I mean, what a joke. You know, I don't know.
John Bielen's saying Petro, Bortles, baby, and piss and cigs.
That's one of the best interviews ever of Blake Bortles.
Jim is saying I'm going to get his jersey. Should I get a Blake Bortles jersey? No.
You know what? Just go in your closet, peel somebody's number off. The Paxton Lynch one. Just throw Bortles on the back of that.
Well, we got Nick waiting for the 9 o'clock hour for NHL. I'm going to go real quick. I'll do 20 seconds, and then Jim, you could finish off. I mean, obvious is losing Barkley is devastating.
That hurts the league.
You're going to get a lot of fans, and I was joking earlier, tanking for Trevor, but the Giants aren't playing that bad, you know. And Daniel Jones doesn't have the power. The line's not giving him time. Barkley, before he got hurt, is doing absolutely nothing because of the offensive line. And the other guys aren't stepping up. Evan Engram needs to step up now. You know, he's the last of Jerry Reese's boys. If you don't put up the numbers, get rid of him.
Yep.
And Gettleman, we signed Devontae Freeman. You could see that he's fighting for his job because if he wasn't fighting for his job, I don't think he would have made that signing. He probably would have went with Gallman and Dion Lewis. But we'll see. I mean, they're playing hard. The defense looks better. And we'll see in the upcoming weeks, you know. Jim, your Super Bowl champion Chiefs.
You know, there's not a lot to talk about. I mean, we hit it all on it before. It's a good time for me right now. Yankees made the playoffs. Chiefs are 2-0. Things are good. You know what? So I have no complaints right now, as of right now. But as we get a little bit further in, I think I'm going to have some complaints about the Yankees, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And is it with the Chiefs? It's just fun. It's fun. I like some of the young guys they brought in. So
you got to be fired. You got to be fired up, Jim, from Monday night, though.
I'm going to bring in a good friend of ours because he's going to come on until we got the commercial, and then he might. I'm going to bring in Dale.
Oh God!
Dale wants to come on and chat.
How is he going to do this? How is Dale going to chat while he's doing curls?
Mr. Sickinger, what's up, man?
Yes. Hey, nice shirt, my homie.
There we go.
Thank you, man.
We go.
There he is. What's going on, guys?
I was in Lincoln School. Yes, sir.
Yep. You were my gym teacher.
Sure was, man. Look at you.
What's going on, guys?
I tell you this, he's dedicated. He has the jersey on tonight. He might be the first guy to come on with a jersey. Jim's going to go do something.
My LIV was on back order right now.
Because I know where he's going with this. One more guy joining.
Who's joining?
Dale Senior's
John, just hang on until after.
Hang on, John. Hang on.
We'll continue after 9 o'clock.
Go ahead, Kenny. You're running this Chiefs show, Kenny. What do you got?
What you think of your game, Dale? The Chiefs.
To be honest,
Chargers, and then give me a preview on your Ravens Chiefs pick.
Okay, so the Chargers game, I was very surprised on Herbert's performance. Very surprised. The man put in a lot of work. I really thought Tyrod Taylor was going to start. That was my first thought. I didn't know that he was injured, but Herbert, phenomenal. The defense was phenomenal.
Dale
Mahomes
Jr.
pulled shit out of his.
There it is.
Woo!
Oh, he
He
got,
Where's Kurt's Drew Lock jersey?
My Drew Lock is upstairs. It's washed until 6 weeks.
It's getting
I love
ice. It's
it.
on ice. It's on ice right
It's
now.
on
I got a white Kelsey jersey.
Nice.
So what do you got
Nice.
this
But,
week? Dale, Drew,
all
what,
right,
what-
so-
what do you got? Ravens, Chiefs, game
If we're
of
gonna
the
go
week,
with the,
game of
if we're
the
gonna
year.
go with the spread, I'm picking the Ravens. But if we're gonna go with the Chiefs, like I always do, I think we're gonna win by a field goal. Honestly, I think it's gonna come down to defense on defense, and we're gonna have to stop Lamar Jackson. They're gonna have to stop Mahomes because don't forget, Mahomes can still run. He showed it in the Chargers game. He showed that he
He's a
can
little
run.
cheeky, yeah. Yes, he is.
Even though that his little knee injury, he still showed that he can run. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, Petro. I got a question for you while Dale's on here. Do you think, like I know you said before, do you really think though, like you're saying, Mahomes is the man, and Mahomes is going to take it a little personal of like, you know what, like I'm not going to let this guy show me up on national television. Like what like do you think there's a little of that with Mahomes?
Absolutely. Pat Mahomes is a bad man. He's listen, there is no one that I would feel more comfortable with on having out there on this Monday night game than Pat Mahomes. He is the upper echelon of athletes.
He
right
is
now.
the
So
echelon.
He really is. He has now set the bar when you think about it. I mean,
He said when he
it's
was
not
at his
like-
worst, he's still got a W at the end. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean, it's think about it. Lamar is on. He's kind of on the same way that Mahomes was. Mahomes got the MVP, and he lost in the. He didn't get to the. Lamar didn't get to the AFC Championship, but Lamar got to the playoffs and lost. So now it's Lamar. If he's going to take that next step, he's got to get to the game and win it. And trust me,
Stop doing one of
Lamar's
these.
head too. That's in Lamar's head too. It's, I think there's more pressure on Lamar Jackson in this game than there is Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes
I agree.
Because Lamar has something to prove. Because
Without
this
a doubt.
won't be the first or the second time he lost to them. This will be the third.
And Lamar in that one playoff, in the first playoff year, he did not look good against the Chargers that year.
Nope.
He looked,
And I thought we were going to be in the AFC Championship with them. Honestly,
yeah, I think everybody did,
Yeah.
and that's I think what everybody wanted to see.
I
Yeah.
think everybody still wants to see that this year. They're going to want to see this again.
Absolutely.
They're going to
Yeah.
want to see
Absolutely.
that.
So,
Imagine the ratings on that. Come on.
Yeah.
oh my God!
I gotta stick to my guns. I can't pick against Patrick Mahomes until he gives me a reason to.
Bielen, real quick,
Petro.
what do you got, Bielen?
go.
Monday night. Ravens at home, 3.5 point
Oh, I didn't
favorites,
see Johnny
Kansas
be
City.
down there.
It's quiet. They told me to be quiet. So
What do you got,
Sorry, man.
Bielen?
With the James Harden beard.
What do you
Got the James Harden beard.
Listen, short
There
and
it
sweet.
is.
I'm
Now I got you.
going to take the Ravens just at home. I know there's no home field advantage, but playing in your own stadium and stuff like that, it's a little bit different atmosphere. And listen, I said this little stat before.
What?
Mahomes is not good under quick pressure. Like that was a crazy thing I read this morning. And the Ravens are the number 3 team to get into that pocket quick. So if they can get him to throw the ball quick within those, like before those 3 seconds, it's gonna be a little trouble. But
But you know
I
what?
agree with Bielen. On the quick pressure, only because what they did to Watson. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing
If they
though,
do the same thing, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Kurt, our friend's always saying Ravens are home and they need to win this game.
Yeah, the only thing though with that, and I agree with Bielen with the pressure, but what makes Mahomes is when he makes a play. Like look at that. Remember, Jim, we were watching that game, Jim. That ball that he threw to Hill. I mean, that was
But
ridiculous.
the no look. Remember the no look pass we drew against the Ravens? The no look that was against the Ravens.
Yeah,
remember that?
and then remember he threw a ball lefty against my Broncos on a Monday night, but I don't want to get into that.
I remember that. I remember that too.
I will say,
Kurt,
this,
I got an idea. Why don't we go to our commercial since we're a couple minutes late? We'll keep Dale on, and then we'll do a prediction for Monday night's game when we come back from commercial.
Okay, I just want to do
We gotta
one
get
thing.
some
Sounds good.
NHL with Nick.
I just want to do one thing. Dale can stay on before I get to the commercial. I just found something because Petro and especially Bielen is a stat guy, right? Bielen, you're a stat guy, right?
How everything's based off of.
Okay, I'm going to read you something I just found, and I swear to God, I'll give Bielen and Petro a minute to respond because the other guys, I don't think we even want to respond, but I'm going to read something to you. Last season, the Cowboys.
Hold on, Bielen. He's always trying to put me and you against each other.
No. You guys
Ratings.
real quick.
Ratings.
Real
That's all.
quick.
It's all about the ratings.
Last season, the Cowboys went 8-8. Now, this is going to be a paragraph I'm going to read, so just hang with me. Last season, the Cowboys went 8-8 while Prescott threw 30 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. However, 22 of those touchdowns and just 3 of those interceptions came against teams that missed the postseason, meaning they didn't make the playoffs. Prescott led the team to a 7-2 record in those 9 contests. However, when facing teams that made the playoffs, the Cowboys went a miserable 1-6, and Prescott tossed 8 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Wow.
That is not a top 10 quarterback.
500.
That's a 500 quarterback. And you know what? I don't care what he did versus Atlanta. This week in Russell Wilson's house.
How do you not care what he did against Atlanta? He was down 3 touchdowns before his garbage time and came back and proved you wrong.
I said the same thing before, Bielen. I said the same thing before.
Sunday, I want to see, Kenny.
Let's get to the commercial. Let's keep Dale on for our predictions. I got to bring Nick in because he's a college guy and he's got to give us his NHL. He's got to get his schoolwork done, so we got to bring him in too.
Definitely.
Schoolwork. What? Kenny.
Go to our commercial.
Whoa. That's coming from a guy that brought. I don't even want to say what you brought to school. With you and Briggs.
We'll get into that later. Go to commercial. We'll keep Dale on. We'll do predictions, and then we'll get to Nick.
All right. Next up, we're doing our second commercial. Second commercial. This is from our friend Katie Humphreys from Maryland. All right.
You're the 9:30 commercial.
Here we go.
Are you looking for more sports coverage? Tune into these shows live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, and the I-95 Sports Network.
Join Kurt and Jen for the latest in high school sports. All In on High School Sports airs Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m.
Want to make some quick cash? Does your fantasy football lineup need some tweaking? Then join Kurt, Kenny, and Bielen for Wits and Wagers Thursdays at 6 p.m. And Saturdays are all about football. Kurt and Kenny team up to bring you Brunch and Crunch on Saturday mornings.
Hi, this is Katie Humphreys, Justin Tucker's #1 fan from Southern Maryland. You're listening to the K&K Sports Show. Go Ravens!
All right, we are back. Mr. Kirkpatrick, we're back.
I'm back.
Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Oh, we lost Dale. We're going to go out on a limb and say Dale's going to take the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's cool. Bielen, what do you got for Bielen? Let's make one. You want to make one final prediction, Kenny, on this?
What was that, Kurt?
You want to make one final prediction on this with the games?
Yeah, I'm going to go field goal. Either way, I'm going to have to go Ravens by a field goal.
Bielen?
Ravens by 6.
Jim?
Ravens are going to win by 3.
Petro?
I love it. Ravens are going to win by 10. I'm sorry. Chiefs are going to win by 10. Chiefs by 10.
Okay, Dale Senior. So. Dale Senior saying Chiefs win. I'm going to go Ravens by. I think it's going to be like a 10-point. Chiefs score late, so I'm going to go 3. Ravens by 3.
It would be different if our defense was healthy.
I have to ask you. I know the person above you is looking down. Who's your prediction?
Nick.
Oh, me?
Nick,
you better say the Chiefs, Nick.
You better say the Chiefs.
Of course, Chiefs.
Good answer, Nick. Now you can come back.
Dale Senior's going Chiefs by 4, Kenny, and Zoli's saying Ravens win a close one by 4. So
awesome.
All right, what are we getting into tonight, Kenny? What we got?
We got our hockey guy who's been with us for the past month, Nick Lepresti joining us. Stanley Cup Finals talk. Let's get a little hockey in there. Welcome, Nick. Thank you again for joining us.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, Nicky Pucks, how you doing?
Oh, I like that, Jim. I like that nickname.
Nicky Pucks.
Doing pretty good. Playoffs have been great so far. I mean, the first 2 games gone back and forth. Seems to be the team that scores the first goal has won it so far. I mean, game 1, Dallas scored the first couple, and Tampa crawled their way back, but couldn't come back. And the same thing happened on the other end in game 2. Stamkos came back in the lineup today and scored a goal in his first shot. So, I mean, things look good for Tampa right now. They're up 2-1 in the first intermission. But that's really all that's been going on right now. But have you guys been able to watch the games?
I watched a little.
Watched game 1. Game 1 I was able to watch. I like the goalie. I think this can still go 6-7 games. But I think Tampa Bay's, it looks like it's their year. It looks like they're destined this year. But I do like Dallas winning another game or 2 at least.
Yeah, I just think Tampa looks hungry at this point. Like, I think having Stamkos back in the lineup is huge, and especially him scoring in the first period is huge for Tampa. But I just think they have an energy in them that the Dallas can't really hang with. But I mean, either way, like, both teams are phenomenal. I think this is definitely going to go into 6 or 7 games, though.
They look fast. Tampa looks fast.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, when was the last time Tampa, was it the Buccaneers? What was the last time they had a championship? Any sport?
2004 was the last time the Lightning won.
2004. And when did Tampa Bay win? The Bucks with Gruden.
That was before that.
Early 2000s?
JB's got to be on that.
03. They won the year before that.
03?
Yeah.
Who was the quarterback? It was what's his face?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Yeah, that loser John Gruden as their coach. Another loser.
Bless you.
Have the Stars ever won a Stanley Cup, or are they?
Yeah, they won in '99. And then I think they made it again in 2000 against the Devils when they won. But I don't remember. I don't think Dallas has been in the finals since then.
By the way, we do got to give a shout out to Petro because his Islanders did make a really nice run at it. So.
Oh yeah,
he lasted.
I hedged it with Lightning, guys. It's okay.
Okay, good.
Well, that's what a true degenerate
they got the
would
Bielen
do.
smirk.
That's good.
Yeah. That's what a true degenerate does. You hedge it.
He knows.
You always hedge your bet. You always hedge your bet.
But you know what? He made it interesting, Petro, right? I mean, come on, to get to there,
man.
come on.
I mean, Islanders was the one I wanted because that was the monster payday. But, you know, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be back next year. They're going to be strong. Hopefully they're not as strong. So then when it gets to the playoffs, I can take them again as a monster underdog, and they can make.
You're not getting 40-1 though.
No, I'm not getting.
No way.
No.
Now, Nick.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Nick, I know like the NBA's come out. What is the NHL's plans? Like, are they going to start right back up, or what is their story going to be when this is over?
I don't know. I don't think they've come out with anything so far. I think they're trying to figure out. I mean, they the only thing that they have come out with is that they're definitely playing 82 games, which I was kind of surprised at, especially considering like everything going on. But I think based on that, I think that they might shift the season just so that it runs into the summer and the playoffs are like similar to what they are now.
Okay.
It's hard because once you get off track, right? You know, we were talking about with other sports. Once you get off track and push seasons, when do you start? When do you stop? Do you try to get back to what's normal again?
Right,
Kurt, we were talking about
that.
Yeah,
because NBA now they're talking January the earliest. So it's like
first it was Christmas, and now they're saying not until after the New Year.
I mean, how great would have that been though, Petro? Like Christmas Day, boom! Like it was awesome. They did that one year, opening day, but I don't know if they can do it. But it hurts these teams that aren't playing. I mean, they haven't played since March. You know.
But it's not fair to the rookies either, because you don't want to have those rookies coming out and like they need a little time, especially NBA. You know, I know NFL. I feel like that's probably like the biggest jump, but I'll tell you, college to NBA, it is a world of a difference.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I'd probably go out on a limb and say there's a lot more NBA draft busts than there are NFL draft busts.
And
I don't know. It's close. It's close.
And Nick, when is the NHL draft? Did they say that yet? Is that coming up?
No yet.
Because the Rangers have the number 1 pick, right?
Dale Jr.'s phone died, by the way. That's why he went off.
Yeah, the Rangers have the number 1 pick.
We guessed your prediction as the Ravens winning by 3 touchdowns, so it's all good.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. We know you.
Thank you, Dale Jr. for coming on.
We know we had you down for the Chiefs.
It's scheduled for October 6th and 7th. So I guess they're going to try to get it done as soon as the playoffs end, and they're going to try to, I guess, get everyone situated on their teams.
Okay.
I don't think they've announced the season start yet.
Let's do this. Dale's Jr. is the first one. He's saying Dallas in 7. Bielen, what do you got for this series right now, knowing what it is?
Lightning. What's it right now? 3-1.
1-1. It's 1-1.
1-1.
1-1 series.
3-1
Tampa
Bay.
You're looking at the score. Tampa Bay's up 3-1 right now.
3-1.
Just
3-1.
Lightning in 5.
I agree with Bielen. I think Lightning in 5.
That's
Jim?
what I was thinking also. Yep.
Kenny?
I'm gonna go 6.
Me too. I'm gonna go 6.
The Stars are gonna put a little fight in.
I'll go 6, and we're gonna go with our guy Nick. You get the final prediction. What do you got?
I'm gonna say Lightning in 7. I think that Dallas. I mean, Dallas has been breaking expectations this entire playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, they've been putting up incredible defensive shows. They've only let in a couple goals a game with a couple of flukes. I mean, I don't think this game might honestly be an exception. Tampa got off to a hot start, but I mean, Dallas has always been clawing their way back into games. So I think it's going to go to 7 games, and I think it's going to be a brutal game 7.
Okay.
All right, there it is.
By the way, Dale Jr. does have the Chiefs winning by 3.
Okay. Zoli has Tampa Bay in 6 also. So senior has them in 6.
Anybody else have anything for Nick before he gets back to his schoolwork?
Good, man. Go crush those tests.
Yeah,
Hopefully
Nick, if you need any help, just call Kenny because he's good with that stuff. He'll help you with whatever you need.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you, Nick.
Next week.
All right, Nicky Fox.
Yeah, well, I mean, next week will be exciting. I mean, hopefully we'll have a winner by then, but
No, hopefully not, because I'd love to see Game 7.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, definitely. I love Game 7, especially in the finals. I just wish there was a crowd, honestly.
Yeah.
I think actually that's the one question. The one question I wanted to ask you guys is: do you think that if there were fans, do you think that the playoffs would have gone in a different direction if different teams would have been in the finals?
Oh yeah,
without a doubt.
You see him.
They're already saying baseball is going to have it for the championships and the World Series. They're saying it's pretty much good to go. So that'll be pretty cool to get that. But yeah, I mean, listen, these guys, they've all said it. Even in the NBA bubble, that I think it's a factor for. You got to figure like Denver, the way that they've been playing, they need those fans right now. Yeah. I feel to just will them to win against the Lakers right now, and even the other way around. LeBron is another guy; he just feeds off the crowd. So it's definitely a factor. I think for sure. Baseball, I mean, come on, we all know what the Bronx is like in October. It is a totally different kind of thing. It's next level. So. Yeah, it's definitely different for sure.
Okay.
I have to say the same.
Dale's asking if he talks everything. We can bring him back on. He wants to join in.
Yeah, and Jim, you're gonna love this, Jim. Dale Sr. said, "Sorry guys, he couldn't get the Zoom to work. He only knows weights."
Yeah,
so that's to you.
He can't get on while he's doing 50-pound curls. That's why.
I gotta teach, but again, after school hours, we'll have to work with him, and I'll have to get him on there. But after school hours, let's let that be known. All right, thank you, Nick.
Good seeing you.
All right, good seeing you guys.
All right, Nick.
Take care.
Thank you, Nick. Kenny, you want to get into a little NBA real quick? We'll start NBA.
Do NBA real quick, and then Jim and Petro are going to do some baseball for us.
All right, so let's do this.
Let's do a quick basketball rundown like we did with Nick, and then
all
we'll get
right,
into
I'm going to start with Bielen on this one. All right. Lakers are up 2-1. Two quick questions. Should Denver be up 2-1, Petro?
Yeah, they should. But Anthony Davis is a big time player, and he hit a big time shot. That's what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
A big time player hits that shot.
Bielen?
So,
Sorry, Petro.
Denver absolutely should be up 2-1, but Anthony Davis did what a top 5 type NBA player should do. He had a really good look, and he had the time to set his feet, catch, shoot, line it up, knock it down.
Bielen, what do you think?
I agree with everything Petro said, but I don't think they should be up 2-1. I mean, the Lakers gave up like 6 points in like 30 seconds. Like, but Anthony Davis came up, stepped up, got a nice step back off the. They messed up on the Millsap messed up on that calling.
He should have, They were so worried.
Plumlee, yep.
No, it's funny. What's funny about that? Everyone I saw was saying how LeBron didn't want to take that last shot because he just stood still. But LeBron did his job because those two guys were so worried about him that they didn't go and cover the guy who was lighting them up all game. Oh, let me tell you, that was a big time shot, man. That was sweet. I watched that live. That was
me
too.
Awesome. Kenny, what do you think?
That was awesome.
I agree with both Petro and John in a way. I mean, it could have went either way. I mean, Lakers did give up a lot of points in no period of time there. I mean, it could have gone either way. The Nuggets are a buzzer beater away from being up 2-1. I mean, it's gonna be a good series. The Nuggets aren't done. Real quick, Kurt, you want to give Dale the information back on
Yeah,
Zoom?
I will. We'll do it after the basketball. Go ahead, Bielen. I'm sorry.
I'll just say one thing. Last night, too, honestly, the Lakers could have won that game last night.
Without a doubt. They started that second quarter was brutal. They didn't have the second quarter, they win that game.
But not even the second quarter, but the fourth quarter coming back, if the Nuggets never took that timeout with like a minute and 58 left, I'm telling you, the Lakers are scoring 2 more buckets coming back.
But you know what's impressive, though, John? And Jim, I'll go to you because you're the coach. We always call him the coach on this. But think about it. They lose a devastating – I mean, Denver had that game 2-1. They did. Anthony Davis hit a, fall away like they're saying. Like, his percentage from that shot has been terrible. Like, if you had to draw that up, you would take that shot. We're going to win that game. It's hard.
He missed the same shot. He missed the same shot in the same, like literally the same exact shot in the same situation earlier in the year for a buzzer beater. He bricked it. He bricked it.
So that's my point. As a coach, though, that's why I give Denver respect because they could have folded and said, listen, like, it's over. I mean, that was our shot. It's folded. So you got to give Denver credit for that because I honestly thought last night they were just going to get blown out and the series was going to be done. That's it, So, Jim, like, what do you think, like, as a coaching perspective? I got to give Malone credit and those guys credit. I mean, that's a crushing loss, So, I don't know. What do you think?
The big thing is see how, the bounce back. It's funny. Where do people derive motivation from? Words, pictures, things that are said. You know what? But at some point, you have to motivate yourself. You know what? And you look at this. Yeah, that's a killer right there. But you hung with them for the whole game. You know what? The next game is going to be interesting. See how they come out. That's really, when you think about sports and great comebacks and people being involved in things, what's the next step? What's the logical next step? All right. They go in the locker room. They're pissed they lost. You know what? But it took a great shot by a great player to beat them. All right. Yep. Now you come back, you look and go, okay, what do we do right? What do we do wrong? Can we fix this? Adrenaline's only going to get you so far. Eventually better players win out in the end. We all know that, more often than not. So, you know what? I was impressed on how they played. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I
all right.
do want to see Anthony Davis on Jokic though more. He has trouble with him.
He does, but he also Dwight Howard. He's just so physical with Jokic that he really. I think that is more so. They throw Howard on him because they don't care if Howard gets his 6 fouls. Go ahead and get your 5-6 fouls. All your job is to literally push Jokic around, make him uncomfortable, and like you said, that fourth quarter, they should have won. They actually should have won that game because Jokic was non-existent that whole entire quarter.
Correct.
So I said it before the show when we were earlier in it. The Lakers just seemed like they were just kind of on cruise control the whole entire game. It was never like how, like, you know, if you flip it around, if Anthony Davis doesn't hit that shot, I think Lakers come out last night and they blow them out. So I don't know if there was any way that Denver was going to be up 2-1 regardless.
Right.
So because I just think the Lakers kind of, I don't want to say they gave them a game, but I think that it's like I wouldn't think it's that crazy that the Lakers come out and they win the next 2 games here.
But I will say this though, I agree with you, Petro. But if Denver wins that game, if it's tomorrow night, then Lakers are gonna have a problem because Denver's got that mentality of, listen, like, it's us versus the world, and hey, we beat the Clippers, we beat, like, they have nothing to lose, man. And if it gets to 2-2, listen, I'm sorry, but, and it's the next question I'm gonna ask, but I mean, Anthony Davis is known to have, he's gonna have that garbage game. So, well, let me just ask you guys this, Petro. I'll start with you. You're in a game 7 right now. Lakers are down 1. Who's that ball go? Who do you want taking that shot, LeBron or Anthony Davis?
Down 1.
Whoever's got the hot hand.
They're down. Yeah, it's honestly, so it's kind of like whoever the right pass or whoever the open guy is, because it's not like you can't have LeBron inbound the ball and have him be like taking away. If I'm talking like wide open look, I'm probably going to go with Anthony Davis. But I mean, if we're talking LeBron bringing up the ball and having a chance to get off a screen and get to the hoop, I'm going LeBron James. Because, I mean, there isn't a guy who plays better. The numbers show it. LeBron in Game 7s is the man. He is the man. The numbers back it up. It's all.
He averages like 40 points a game in Game 7.
How many Game 7s has he lost?
I don't know. Jordan's going to answer and said, I don't know what a Game 7 is. So that's how Jordan.
Jordan was playing against guys that were your
But
size.
here's the difference, though. And here's the difference. Kenny, disagree with me. There was no discussion of whoever had Jordan's taking that shot. He is. There's Pippen's not going to say boo. That's Jordan, and that's my problem with LeBron. LeBron better take that shot. LeBron better take that shot.
Hey,
Michael Jordan had Paxson and Steve Kerr hit game winners for him.
Yeah, but he's also got triple teamed.
Hey,
well, LeBron does it too, and then when LeBron gets double teamed and passes it, it's he doesn't want to take the shot. LeBron has a higher percentage in game winners than everybody.
Guys,
everybody.
Listen, LeBron's legacy is on this line with this Lakers. He better take that shot.
His legacy is set already.
He better take that shot. Jim, what do you think, Jim? You're the coach again, Jim.
I don't know, man. I'm enjoying this interaction right now.
But Jim, doesn't LeBron got to take that shot?
Kurt.
Well, you know what?
Wait, I thought the question was LeBron or Anthony Davis.
Right.
Now we're segueing into, before any of us had the chalk, we're going into Jordan. My answer is LeBron James. You're the best player in the NBA. You're getting that ball and you're shooting.
Yes.
Now, if you want to go into LeBron and Jordan debate, let's save that for another show because it's getting late. We got baseball to get into. We got college.
Look at Kenny like a teacher.
I like it. I like Kenny being demanding.
He changed the subject with Dak Prescott earlier. Now he's changing it with Jordan.
Okay, so
LeBron James has got to take that shot.
Kurt, I'll say this. You give it whoever has the hot hand. Petro's right. Whoever's open, okay? LeBron James has more game-winning shots than Michael Jordan right now, and he still has another 4 or 5 years playing in the NBA, okay? Let's just end that, okay? Game 7s, he averages 39 points a game and only lost 1 Game 7.
Okay. So how does he not shoot the ball?
Let's go. If you get triple teamed and you shoot the ball and you miss, then he missed. But if you pass it out and you throw it and a guy nails the freaking 3-pointer at the end of the game and wins the game, everyone's gonna be like, "Well, he should have took the shot. He should have did this." Ask Carmelo Anthony how that works out for him for
doesn't matter.
Shot.
That's your responsibility. That's your responsibility.
But who? Game two.
Next.
LeBron was the straight up decoy. And he literally drew 2 guys, and he didn't even move. So why would you give LeBron James the ball when Anthony Davis is standing at the 3-point line, wide open, ready to catch and shoot? It doesn't make any sense. It's like that is such like a LeBron hater response. It's unbelievable.
Hey, we got to really ask our
Next
viewers.
subject.
Kenny, we got to put it out there to our viewers. There are a couple hot topic names that the minute we bring it up, gets everybody red-assed.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's LeBron, Jordan, Dak Prescott, A-Rod. Well, A-Rod's just personally
A-Rod.
me. But you know what?
Gary Sanchez. By the way,
Gary
real quick,
Sanchez. They're just those hot button names. We just say them, poof.
It's great.
It's like somebody pulled the pin and rolled in the hand grenade.
Mario's saying hello. His son's got a big game on Saturday. Good luck to
they're starting their season on Saturday, which is nice. High school starting next week. So we're back. Sports, high school sports, grammar school sports are back. But it's going to be
all right, so Kurt, real quick, let's just go to the other game, Heat Celtics.
Okay.
Did the Celtics make it 2-2? And we'll start again with Petro.
Yeah, I was saying it before. I just think it's destiny that it's going to be a Lakers Celtics final. I love Miami. I love the way they play. Jimmy Butler, I think Jimmy Butler is one of the most underrated stars in the league. I wouldn't call him a superstar.
Big games.
I feel like that word.
Big games.
I feel like the word superstar is thrown around a little too much. But he is 100% a star, and he is underappreciated. I just think we're on a collision course for a Lakers Celtics final, and Lakers win it to honor the late great Kobe Bryant.
Johnny,
that's what I think.
Yeah, when I think Lakers Celtics, I'm seeing Larry and Magic coming out doing a little, ceremonial first toss in the air right there.
I'll just keep it short and sweet. I think it's gonna be Lakers and Heat. I think Heat's gonna take the game tonight. But I think the Lakers are just, even though they had a little trouble during the year, the Celtics are too small ball, and that really doesn't work out too well.
Yeah, it's going to come down to Anthony Davis. You weren't on before, but we said if Lakers win the final, does Anthony Davis win the MVP? I think it's clear as day he's going to, because I don't think there's anybody left who could stop him.
I don't think LeBron even cares.
He doesn't, that too, but I just think that there's just nobody on either. I know Bam Adebayo is a great defender, but let's be real here. He's not yeah, I just find it hard to believe that they're going to be able. Any of those teams are going to be able to hang with Lakers.
Kurt, I know you're itching to say something.
No, we got a commercial. Hey, don't we have a commercial?
We do. In one second, I'll be real quick, Kenny. I think I agree with that. I think Miami's going to win. Brad Stevens again. Every time Brad Stevens is like the favorite to win it, he's going to come up with some kind of excuse. I think Spoelstra's going to school him, and I think Miami's going to go. So.
I'm with Petro. I think the Celtics are going to win it, but in 7. It's going to go to whole 7.
Okay. Jim, so for our last commercial, Jim, you got to introduce this, Jim. I can't introduce
no.
You got to go what's going on.
I'm going to bring in Dale, guys, so he's on for when this commercial's over.
Okay.
All right, Kurt,
Jim,
fire it up.
Jim. No, you got to introduce it. Who's going to be our last commercial for our last voiceover?
All right, Kathy Sickinger going to be our next. Did Dale
Dale,
switch
just
jerseys?
hang on. I'm going to do a commercial real quick.
Yes, sir. My man changed jerseys. All right, my wife doing the voiceover for the last commercial.
All right,
let's hear the golden tones.
So here we go. Last commercial for the night.
Are you looking for more sports coverage? Tune into these shows live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, and the I-95 Sports Network.
Join Kurt and Jen for the latest in high school sports. All In on High School Sports airs Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m.
Want to make some quick cash? Does your fantasy football lineup need some tweaking? Then join Kurt, Kenny, and Bielen for Wits and Wagers Thursdays at 6 p.m. And Saturdays are all about football. Kurt and Kenny team up to bring you Brunch and Crunch on Saturday mornings.
Hey, don't touch that dial. You're listening to the K&K Sports Show on Facebook, YouTube, the I-95 Sports Network, Twitter, and Periscope. Now back to the show.
All right, we are back. So thank you again for our third and final person who did our voiceover, Mrs. Kathy Sickinger. And again, I want to thank Hoops for putting them together. We put it together for our all-in, our wits and wagers,
Sorry,
with
we're
our
doing a
fantasy
commercial
show.
there, Dale.
And other than that, but again, thank you guys. So, Mr. Kirkpatrick, you're back on. Where you want to go?
Yeah, it was just a quick commercial there, Dale. Dale's back from his technical difficulties with his phone.
My apologies.
His prediction was Chiefs by 3. That's a good prediction. I think it's a field goal game. But I think now we're going to go into a little baseball. I know we got our coach on the bottom there.
We're going baseball? All right. Give me.
You and Petro want to take over this little segment here with baseball. And
I just want to talk real fast. Two things that popped up, Kenny, today. Number one, I'm fighting for my fantasy life in one of my leagues. So who do I activate? I get on the Bielen. I see the big B light up like Batman's thing. It says start Max Fried. Second play of the game. Bunt down the third baseline. Tweaks the ankle. Gives up 2 homers. Comes out at the end of the inning. JB, big letdown. That's all right.
At least he bunted.
You know what?
Yeah,
Amen.
exactly.
So that was something. And how about this? The big name that was being thrown out that everybody heard at the Yankees got to get Clevenger. They got to get Clevenger. Give up prospects, get Clevenger. Guess what? He's going for an MRI today.
He's done.
Him out.
They already said it. They already said it. He's most likely done for the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's done.
Once you get that bicep tendonitis, you're done. Because if you push through that, you're going to be looking at Tommy John. And we talk about this all the time. Is that a Braves hat, Dale?
It sure is.
Bielen, you got a partner on this panel, Bielen.
JB, you should be within arm's reach. Usually you're at your Atlanta hat.
Yeah.
Bielen.
I think my son took it the other day.
He better give that back. So, it was funny. So, once again, you see how things work out. When people talk about trades or things not being done or, for whatever reason, there's one that didn't happen. But if it did right now, it would be like, the Yankees gave up Clark Schmidt and Frazier to get Clevenger to be our number.
I was just going to say that.
And then all of a sudden, the guy gets it out. You can't predict injuries, but he has a history of this. Same thing happened last year. So, when you look at things like that, I always say with trades, you can't evaluate it right away. You got to let it go down the line a little bit, and then you got to look back and see how a trade plays out.
Indians are sitting there laughing straight. Saying Indians are sitting there right now. They're laughing straight to the bank because they just got everything that they needed from you, and they're in the playoffs already. So, and look, like it's, like, you know what I mean? It's thank God we didn't do the deal because let me tell you something, Garcia. I've been saying it the last couple shows. The kid looks for real. So I'm glad we didn't do the deal.
Garcia looks really for real.
I got a question for Jim and Petro, and then the rest of you guys can answer. J.A. Happ, are you believing in him right now, or are you still against him?
Mike, you go. Mike, you look like you're ready.
So I was gonna say the only thing I was gonna say is it seems like that J.A. Happ. I was at Jim's the other day and we were talking about it. It just seems like he seemed to just needed to be pushed a little bit by these young guys to kind of get going. And I understand that we're not playing the best competition right now, but you play who you play. You know what I mean? It's you play who's in front of you. And he's going out there and he's been putting together long outings. And, that's all anybody has talked about as to how the Yankee starting pitchers have to put together long outings for this playoff run. And he's been doing it. And his second half of this season so far, it has been great. And it's kind of reminded me of what Paxton did last year when Paxton started off terrible. And then he was so dominant in that second half last year, and he looks good. Am I going to say that he'd probably be the fourth starter right now if I had to put a number on him? Because I'm not going to put him over, obviously, Cole, Tanaka, or Garcia. I'd still put Garcia over him. The thing that's going to be weird about these playoffs is there's no rest days. There's no off days. You play all the way through. So it's going to be weird if you're going to need Happ to pitch a game. It's going to have to happen. So, yeah, for now I'm going to have to trust him, I guess.
Hey, here's the scary point about all of this, and I'm going to bring this up to you. The Yankees put their A lineup in tonight with Tanaka pitching, and they're currently losing 7-1 in the 6th inning. You know what? And we've been saying along, these 3-game series scare you to death because all of a sudden you're going to get these guys that are coming up. Hey, how about this kid that the White Sox pulled out of? He was played at Tennessee this year. They drafted him. They brought him up there. He's pumping a C note out of the bullpen from the left-hand side, hiding the ball like Sid Fernandez. You know what? Come on. This guy is dialing it up filthy. You're going to tell me they're not going to use him as a weapon? Oh, my goodness gracious. These 3-game series, like you said, it doesn't matter. We are playing – this is scary because we're playing Toronto right now, and those young kids hit. They get in there and have quality at bats. When they get pitching, that's going to be a scary team. We said it all along.
Yep.
And you know what? And I know if we go back and we look back at everything, when we were making predictions, I said those Rays are pesky. And you know what? What's going to happen? Now they're winning. They're going to win the division, and they're getting that 1 seed. But now you even look at a team like this, Toronto, a 3-game series, they're throwing nobodies out there on the mound. Nobody. They're throwing retreads and bullpen guys and guys like that. Listen, I think at this point, those 3-game series, all bets are off. You know what? And having it at your home site for 3 games, you know what? I don't know what that's going to do. To be worried, yes. Every team should be worried.
Michael Kay said it on his radio show tonight. This is going to be the hardest playoff run that any team has ever had to put together.
I agree 100%. You know
how,
what?
like people are saying as to how it's not going to be like a real World Series because of the shortened season and stuff. They said that this is easily by far going to be the most difficult playoff run because they brought it into perspective. Garrett Cole, if let's say we get through the 3-game series, the 5-game series, if it goes 5 games and Garrett Cole pitches game 5 for the ALCS on rest days, he won't be available until game 4. Because of the way.
But that's why you need better pitching behind
them. And I said that last week with the no travel days, and they're just going to roll them one after another. And I think John Bielen, we were talking about this too, Johnny, how when to start games because then they would be able to roll back. A lot of this, like you said, you're going to take the handbook from before and get rid of it and throw it out. There's a new handbook for everything right now.
Without a doubt.
You know what? As far as this Davy Garcia thing, I felt a little bit more confident before it until I saw that outing in Boston when he looked like a rookie. When he looked like somebody who just couldn't get that feel and get back on the rubber. The kid's going to be good. Don't get me wrong. But Hap –
going to be a gem.
He is. You know what, Dale? I agree. But you look at Hap's last couple outings. He's building. He's being at 6, 7, 7, 8, 7, 8. Regardless of competition, you all know competence is a scary thing. Am I a big J-Hap guy? No, I'm not. But
I just want to bring up one thing, and if somebody wants to look this up, the first year we had J.A. Happ when he came in. Look at his stats against Boston that year.
No, they were great. I remember they were phenomenal. They were phenomenal. I remember.
I legitimately just pulled up stats, Hap stats for this year. Hasn't played a legit team. You're right.
Right.
The Yankees are 4-4 when he pitches.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the 4-4.
But those losses were early. Like he's been doing better.
Very early. Very early.
Well, he had one September 8th. They lost, but
right.
But the good thing about him is that he's still got a fresh arm.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree with that.
You will have that going into the playoffs. But the problem I've always said, and I said this for weeks, it's gonna be your bullpen. Your bullpen is gonna be your problem.
Your bullpen's gonna win the game.
You can't be giving up 10 runs, 11 runs to the Red Sox and the Blue Jays.
I agree, but here's the question I
heard
on Michael Kay.
I want to hear Kurt's comments on this because I know where he's going to go.
No, I got a question, and this is what bothers me about the Yankees, okay? They're going to play, and I'm going to put the political game, or we're going to – listen, people were commenting all day long. Gary Sanchez should not be playing. You know, Michael Kay's response or somebody – well, he could hit a 3-run homer. That's not an answer. He's not a good catcher. He's not a good catcher. And you know what? You got to do the right thing. It's not working out. He's not the future there. And you know what? Get him the hell out of here. He's a pinch hitter. That's what he should be. It's not because he's Gary Sanchez. He does nothing. He's batting, what's he, 0 for 3 tonight, batting 144. It's an embarrassment if you think you're going to win a World Series with that guy. He's terrible as a catcher. He's giving you nothing, like Bielen says, and he gives you nothing hitting. Oh, but he's hit a home run. I mean, anybody could do that. So that's number one. Number two, Kenny, J.A. Happ. Listen, if it's
that was the question,
okay,
by the way.
Listen,
I thought he was a shitty catcher, but I think a home run can actually win a game.
I'm not playing him. No way. I'm not playing him. But I'll tell you this: you want J.A. Happ? Listen, if it's 2-0 Yankees and I got to throw that game away, yeah. But if I'm down 2-1 and somebody said he's the Game 4 pitcher, you better do this a lot in church. No way. Absolutely. I'm pitching Cole on a day rest. I can't put him on the mound.
No, you're not.
You can't.
No, you're not.
No, but I'm not putting him on. I'm not putting J.A. Happ on the mound.
You're not, though.
No way.
I'll just, and then we'll get into the
my
next
point is
question.
I'm not going to put Cole, but I got more confidence in Cole after he just threw 140 pitches than J.A. Happ, because J.A. Happ is not going to win a big game. No
Kurt,
way.
I wanted to make a trade more than anybody at the trade deadline. But now that you didn't make the trade, you got to go with your hot hands. J.A. Happ is hot right now. You get pitchers that are hot for 10, 15 starts, and then they fade out.
But Kenny, Bielen just told you the answer. Bielen, who did he beat this year?
You got no one else. Kurt, I'm just saying you got no one else to go with. He's my number 3 or number 4 with Davey Garcia.
I to throw Garcia in the first game. And if he wins that game, you put out Cole in the second game, and you get a day rest or two.
You got to put Cole in the second game. You got to.
You can't put Cole in the second game because if you lose that first game, okay, and you got Cole as your stopper, and then if Cole wins that game, it's guaranteed to go 3. You're not going to have Garrett Cole for the next series until at least game 2, and that's on short days rest. And then if you pitch him what do you mean that's okay?
Game 2, game 5, game 6 that's okay.
You got to win the first series.
If you win the first 2, then you have nothing to worry about at that point.
The games are all played. The games are all played back to back. There's no rest days. Okay, so if he throws game 2, game 5 is going to be on 2 days rest, not 3. So he can't pitch game 5.
Because you'll have a day off because
there's no day off. There's no days off.
There's no off days.
I thought it's every other day.
If it's a 3-game series and you win the first 2 games, you have a day off.
But
he's saying if you win the series early, he's going to have the day off. That's what he's saying.
Right, I understand that.
You can't assume that, though.
But you're talking about you throw Garcia, and if you lose that game, then you're throwing Cole game 2, and then you're not.
So then it goes back.
I want your response on this.
If Cole loses your first game, and then you're going to put in Tanaka wins the second game, who's throwing a third game? Garcia?
Yeah. Garcia
in a game decision game. Like you're okay with it.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to be honest.
Let's go to Coach. Let's go to Coach and give us his starting rotation for the Yankees.
Well, we all saw, the biggest thing and really told the tale is when Higashioka, who's been really hitting the ball well lately,
put him out there.
Yep.
Has been catching Cole. Now, if you guys haven't noticed the difference, look at how much more Cole's been effective because now he's able to throw the ball down in the strike zone. He's able to throw the slider and the curveball down in the dirt 0-2-1-2 without it being a passed ball. Higashioka is one. He's a better framer. Gary Sanchez with this catch and pulling it up nonsense all over, it's ridiculous. Higashioka is framing the ball better. He's better at blocking the ball. And I'm telling you, as somebody who pitched, when I know my best pitch or my out pitch is going to be down in the triangle, and when we talk to triangle guys, it's the bottom of the catcher's glove to the catcher's 2 feet. And you could throw the ball down there in the triangle and get people out, and that's your out pitch aside from going up. You have confidence that your catcher's going to catch or block that ball, and that's big. So that's why they've made that move. You know what? The numbers, you look at it, and it all backs it up. And you know what? The kid's hitting right now. He's giving you a quality at bat. Bat him 9th. Bat Higashioka 9th. If he's giving you defense and he's giving you that confidence behind the plate for your pitcher to go out there, your ace, There you go. Now, I know John's got the double fingers up, and that means, Coach, what's going to happen in game 2?
Here, you want to hear a great stat right now? Garrett Cole is 0-3 in game 1s in his postseason career.
That's crazy, right? You know what? And I always say
Masahiro Tanaka. Hold on, Jim, real quick. Masahiro Tanaka has the lowest batting average against opponents in postseason history. But we all have a problem with Masahiro Tanaka.
I just seen that today.
But guys, let me ask you this.
Tanaka is a problem.
Kenny, Petro, let me ask you this, because I like where Bielen's going. But I would switch one thing up with Bielen. You guys are very high on Tanaka, which he does have a pretty good postseason record. So why can't
He'll keep you in the game?
So why can't you go Tanaka, Cole? You're hopefully gonna win. I mean, you gotta win one of those two, right? Now, if you're up 2-0, you pitch the young kid Garcia. Okay, if it's 1-1, and even if you lose with Garcia, you still got Tanaka. And can Tanaka pitch game 4 and Cole pitch game 5?
There is no game 4.
For 10 seconds, and then you guys can take over. You pay Cole $300 million.
He's your game 1 pitcher. Exactly. Thank you.
Game 1, simple. Okay. End of discussion.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying if you go Cole Tanaka and Garcia.
This discussion, Tanaka, Davey Garcia's. You paid Cole $300 million. He's your guy.
I didn't mean game 4, game 5. I'm saying why can't you roll over? But why can't you roll over now, Tanaka? And you're gonna say Tanaka can't pitch a game 1 and then another game 1?
Kurt.
I want to get into the Braves because
Coach.
Thank you. That's all I was waiting for.
You're gonna love this real quick, and I'll end it.
We're up 9-4 right now. We're up 9-4.
Baseball is all about stats, right? When a hitter comes up, what do? Hold on. Oh, he hits to the left side 45% of the time. Okay, we're gonna put the shift on that way, right? So everything is based off of stats, right? So the stats don't lie. Don't start him game 1. I don't care about the $300 million. You go deep into the playoffs and win the World Series, the $300 million is pennies.
You know what? I mean, this 3-game, it used to be simple. You start, you look back in the day, your workhorse, you get game 1, game 4, game 7.
Right.
You know what? And that was how it always was. The Yankees of the good teams, they would start Clemens in game 1, but Pettit always had game 2. They would start their ace in game 1. Pettit always got game 2 because he always figured, hey, if we're down 0-1, Pettit will bring us back. If we're up 1-0, we have a good chance going up 2-0. Listen, you bring in this guy to set the tone, and I believe setting the tone is so important in sports. We all play sports, right? Hey, John, we talk about this all the time. It starts when you get off the bus. You played high school sports. It starts when you get off the bus. All right? And you set an attitude.
Click.
Right? And you set an attitude, and that's what you want to do. You want to come in game 1 of any series and take the piss out of somebody. So hopefully in the next 2 games, the tone will be set. I want him pitching game 1. I want us winning because I want that John Bielen day off. I want to win in game 2, and then game 3 gives us a day off. I don't want to mess around. Put your stud out there game 1.
Would give us 2 days. It would give us 2 days off because we hope the other. We want the other. Day. We want. Yeah, it's technically right because we got to go to a different stadium then.
But things are won. Things are won, and momentum is only as good as tomorrow's starting pitcher. All right, or today's starting pitcher. I say you put him out there, you set the tone. Especially with this 3-game series, I'm watching Toronto up 3-1 right now, 13-1 right now. All right.
Game.
That's not going to happen with Cole out there. It's happening with Tanaka out there, and it might happen with Happ or any pitcher. But you got a better chance with Cole going out there in game 1, shutting whoever you're playing down, setting the tone for the season. That's how I feel.
But Jim, my last thing. But Jim, my last thing again. I want your opinion, Jim. Sanchez can't be playing. Sanchez shouldn't be starting in these games. Yes or no?
He's going to end up starting.
Why?
You know what? He will.
Why?
Because they're hoping.
But hope for what?
What do they hope for? That he's that are they in there? Is he in there for his team? Absolutely not.
Background, Dale. I'm going to put you on
background.
There you go. You're good.
No, it's not mine. I'm by myself, man. It's not me.
Somebody get bad feedback.
Yeah, it wasn't me, bro.
So you're going to look at it once again. The Yanks put out their A+ lineup tonight. You know how many hits we got, boys? 3. We got 3 hits, 2 by LeMahieu. Well, you could pencil that in every night, right? And who's got the other hit? My man, Gio Urshela. So Judge, no hits. Stanton, no hits. Voit, no hits.
And that's what
Torres,
you're, Jim.
no
but
hits.
that's what you're going to see come postseason, Jim.
Right,
that's
what
you're going to come see postseason. That's it. That's what you're going to see right here. That's what you're
my
going to see.
biggest worry. You know what? When you have guys
Kurt,
Kurt,
do you have the Yankees not making out of the first round?
No, I don't have. But it's not about the Yankees first round. The Yankees
I'm just asking though.
No, but
because,
Petro, if the Yankees don't, if the Yankees don't win the World Series, it's a colossal failure. Yankees, Dodgers.
You don't have the.
They have to win
it. According to you, we don't have the pitching to win it. So how is it a colossal failure?
You don't.
So how is it a
colossal? GM. All right. My last comment, Kenny. I got one more comment for the night because somebody asked me this, and I wanted to do. And I'm going to start with Petro. If you could only sign one of these 2 guys to an extension for the next 6 years, you can only do one or the other. I'm coming to you. You're the GM. I'm saying to you, Bielen, it's one or the other. It's your call. Tell me who it is. You extending Judge or you extending LeMahieu? Which one you going?
LeMahieu.
Hold on. Bielen, what do you got?
LeMahieu.
Kenny.
LeMahieu.
Petro.
Yeah, it's DJ LeMahieu.
Okay.
One or the
Dale.
other, yeah. DJ
Dale.
LeMahieu.
Judge.
Jim.
Judge.
Okay. 3 people on this panel easily have said, it's 4 because I'm going to go LeMahieu. So you guys on the same question, when I said to you, who do you guys want up in the better spot? Nobody said Judge. He was the 4th guy on the team. So explain to me, and we can do this next week, but here's homework.
I didn't say Judge was the 4th guy on the team.
Hold on.
You said Judge
How
was the
can
4th
you,
guy.
but you already said, so all you guys said you would, pretty much said we would go LeMahieu over Judge in an extension, right? I want Judge.
Yes.
I want LeMahieu over Judge at bat. So how can the guy get max money or big money, be the face of your franchise? You just don't even he's the best player in the team.
Age. LeMahieu's 32 years old. Judge is 27.
Thank you.
But it doesn't matter. You can't be the face of the franchise if you're not your best player. And that's my discussion. That's it. It's not even negotiable. Petro, you're the biggest Judge guy, and you're saying you would take LeMahieu. So how could you?
Oh, you're giving me a hypothetical. You're giving me a hypothetical as if the Yankees are strapped for money and we can.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. In that type of situation, of course, I'm going to go with LeMahieu.
Right, so
he's going to win the batting title this year.
So you can't.
got to make it a little more.
No, you're going.
No. But
throwing 2 different positions out there.
I'm not. But hold on.
As a right fielder,
This guy, you cannot say this guy is the face of your franchise if you're picking somebody else over him.
Hey, Kurt. Everybody also on this panel said Judge is a top 10 player in baseball.
Well, how? Is LeMahieu?
Yeah.
Is LeMahieu?
We can't. Is it so crazy to believe that the Yankees have 2 top 10 players in baseball?
LeMahieu a
That's
top
never
10
happened.
player in baseball?
Wait, Dale's been hanging on with us. Let's get into the Braves real quick because then we got to finish up the show.
Last question. Bielen, is
you're the
LeMahieu
teacher.
a top 10
it.
player in baseball?
He went off agenda all night long, Kurt.
Bielen, is he?
Yeah, he's a top 10 player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judge is a top 10 player.
No way.
No way, Jose.
I would take hitting guys.
Jose Reyes over him, even though out of retirement.
I just wish the Yankees got him 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
God, to get a young DJ LeMahieu. God, he played in them, and then
Coach, you know what's scary though? You guys could play the White Sox in the first round.
You better hope not.
And
they lost.
That'll be pitching batting practice. Then they're not getting out of the first round, Petro. If they're playing the White Sox, no. No. There's your answer. No.
Why?
Why? Because their pitching stinks.
Who's pitching stinks?
Yankees.
You taking Giolito or Cole? Game 1. Who would you go with there?
It doesn't matter. Game 1. You ain't winning 2 and 3. You ain't winning.
You're right. We're not winning game 2 or 3 with one of the best statistical postseason pitchers behind Cole. You're right. It's so crazy to think that. It's so crazy to think
Listen, you guys, I cannot wait.
up.
I cannot wait to a big game, Bielen. I swear to God, we're gonna Facebook this live. when they're up and it's Yankees are down a run and they're going to sit up. Oh, we don't want Aaron Judge up. No way. I'll take LeMahieu. I'll take Urshela. I'll even take Aaron Hicks. That's the thing. But you're going to give this guy $30 million, but you don't want him up in a big spot. But just because he's
Who
Judge,
said we're giving him $30 million?
There.
That's in your
That's
mind.
your number.
Not
Not
our
our
number. You're first of all, Judge's contract isn't up for another 2 years.
Well, whatever he's
You're
up.
talking about 2 years down the road from now. Guess what? DJ LeMahieu is a free agent next year.
Okay,
we're going to sign DJ
I gotta
LeMahieu
say-
back.
I gotta
We're
do
going
this
to
one more
sign
time.
Gleyber Torres back.
Petro,
and we're
one
going
more
to
time.
sign Aaron Judge back
Okay.
because we are the New York Yankees.
Yankees.
That is why.
But Petro,
that is
no,
why.
no. Wait, Kenny, he's not getting off the hook with this. Right now, your
Going overtime tonight,
your career, Petro, as an executive,
It's paying
depends
OT.
on this. Okay, your career and your job depends on this. You're down a runner on second, 2 outs. Obviously, LeMahieu's the first guy you want up on your Yankees. Okay, that's a given. Who's the next two? Who's the next two?
Aaron Judge and Luke Voigt.
You're out of your mind.
Luke
You're out of your
Voigt
mind.
over Aaron Judge.
Out of your
This
mind.
year?
Out of
I'm
your
sorry.
mind.
I'm sorry. Luke Voigt has a chance to win MVP
Okay,
in the
Luke
AL
Voigt.
this year.
I'll give you Luke Voigt. I'm not putting Aaron Judge because that's a strikeout. Saying that they want up, but he's
Hold
the
on.
franchise. They don't want him up in a big spot.
They need to bring
don't
back
want
a
him up.
Dumar in playoffs.
All right, Kenny,
let
I'm
him
done.
hit.
Whatever you want to say, Kenny. I forgot what I'm even
We're we got Dale on for a couple more minutes. Let's get into the Braves, but I'm not starting a debate, but I'm with Petro again. I'm going Judge Voigt or Judge Torres.
Yeah, absolutely.
Torres, Voigt, Urshela, Frazier.
Ooh,
Stanton.
Frazier.
I would put Stanton up before Judge, hands down.
No.
Mute him, Kenny.
Stop,
Kenny, mute him.
Dale,
Kenny,
you
mute
got
him.
any- Dale, you and John at the Braves,
please.
To be honest
Real
with you,
quick,
man, I would put
Braves.
Stanton up before Judge too, man.
Mute both
I
of
would.
them.
Dale and John, you guys are the Braves fans.
Hey, Dale, I hope
Look,
you
look,
enjoyed
my
your one
Braves,
time
my
on the
Braves
show.
are up 9-4 right now in the bottom of the 8th. My Braves are up 9-4.
Real quick, a minute, Dale. Give us a little Braves recap.
Okay, right now we're up 9-4. Look, I love my Freddie Freeman. I love my
MVP.
Ozuna. I love my Ozuna. He's one of my favorites. But Acuna Jr. has been doing his thing lately. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's a hit or miss when it comes to the Braves. You know what I mean? Like, we come in strong, and then all of a sudden we come to the playoffs. Once we hit the playoffs, we used to be the old Kansas City Chiefs. Like, once we hit the playoffs, once we hit the playoffs, we choke. Like, we get knocked out the first round. I can't remember the last time we made it to the second round, to be honest with you.
I feel like we're listening to Marky Mark talk. Don't you? It's like Mark over there.
Why does everyone call me that?
And real quick, how far do you think you can go in the playoffs?
This
Got
year,
the Dodgers
I think we have a better chance than last year.
The Padres just lost Clevenger, but the Dodgers are still above the rest.
This is true.
The Reds,
to be honest with you,
are gonna be tough. Cubs. There's some tough teams in the National League.
Yeah.
I get that. But I think that this year, I think we're a better team than we were last year. That's my opinion.
John,
you know what I mean?
What do you want to add?
Yeah, I
But
mean, listen, our bats
we're
are
up 9-4 right now
right
against the Marlins. We're up 9-4 right now at
Yeah,
the bottom of
That's
the eighth.
right now, if the season ended today, you'd be playing the Marlins.
Yeah, we play the Marlins again.
It's
Honestly,
Yeah, but we
tight,
clinched
though.
our
The
division
bottom's-
already. We already clinched our division. So
The bottom's tight. They're all tied or a half a game back. So it's
exactly.
That's
So anything
that'll
can happen
change.
at any
So.
time.
We're gonna give John a
Listen,
minute.
I'm just
to
a
add.
diehard Braves fan. I've
Petro,
been a
you had
Braves
good
fan
hair
since-
working there, Petro.
John,
This
got a minute?
Judge talk
I've been a
is just
Braves
driving
fan
me
since
crazy.
like
Let me have
John
John
Smoltz.
add because we're running out of time.
I'll just say honestly, like we're hitting really well now. Hopefully, it goes into October. Only team I'm really concerned about is the Dodgers, man. I mean, it's just hopefully we don't see them until the championship game. But other than that, I'm not worried about the Marlins or
Anybody else want to add anything about the Braves?
I think the Braves.
Bob Horner.
I think with Clevenger going down, I think that made it such like an easier path for the Braves because the Padres, that lineup was scary, but it was Clevenger adding that arm Clevenger to that team with Paddock. That was a good 1-2 right there. But now the Braves, what the Braves have to hope for is that the Dodgers go long series, because if the Dodgers go long series, they're going to use Bueller and they're going to use Kershaw, and they're going to be in the same boat as the Yankees.
Kershaw?
Because once
the playoffs?
Well, yeah, but you know what though? I don't think Kershaw has had a lineup quite like this behind them that they've had right now. So I think, I know Kershaw's been a little shaky in the playoffs, but man, that Dodger lineup is really scary.
I'm a big fan of
So,
Jacob
Jim,
Webb.
let's do this.
I'm a big fan of Jacob Webb.
Well, real quick, I want to ask John one quick question. John, who's your ace? I know you lost Soroka, but who's your ace?
I mean, hopefully Fried's not going down for the rest of the year.
If Fried's
Don't
healthy,
say that
Fried's
again.
your ace,
Don't
right?
say that, because that happened last year. Don't say that.
If Fried's healthy, he's your ace, right?
If Fried's healthy, he's our ace. Yeah, 100%.
What about Ozuna?
Are you pitching in game one?
All right, let's do this, Kenny, real quick. Before
What about
we end.
Contreras?
Real quick, okay? And we're gonna have a baseball preview playoff when we're all said and done. But let's do this right now with the weekend left. Petro, your World Series. We're gonna go around the panel. Your World Series and winner, if you had to say today. Go ahead.
Yankees, Dodgers winning.
Bielen.
Skip me. I got to think about this.
Kenny.
Yeah, skip me. Let me think about it. You just put us on the spot here.
Jim?
You sure did. It's going to be, I think, the Dodgers, and don't be surprised if it's an upstart team like the White Sox.
Okay.
And
I don't know if the Indians have enough ABs, to be able to pull this off. I don't know. You know what? Like you said, see us in a week when the matchups are out. You know what? We'll have a little bit better perspective on it.
Go ahead,
ready.
Don't know.
All right, I got mine, Kurt.
Rays and Braves, and I'm going to say that the Braves are going to take it.
So wait, I'm sorry. You said Braves?
Yeah.
Okay, and Braves. Dale, what do you got for the World Series?
Who cares?
I was actually going to go with my boy Petro. I was going to say Yankees and Dodgers, but I got the Yankees winning it.
Okay. Kenny?
Got the Yankees bouncing back. And I'm going to
Even
go
though I'm
like
a
I did
Braves
last year. I said there was one team that could beat the Dodgers because of their pitching. This year, I'm going to take a shot with the Cardinals. Flaherty, Wainwright, 1-2 punch.
Okay, good one.
That's the night. I like that.
I'm
I like that,
I'm gonna go Dodgers Rays with the Dodgers. I think it's the Dodgers' year to win the whole thing. I think they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it this year. Or they better fire what's his name? Roberts better be looking for a new job.
Promise you. What you're saying, your prediction is gonna be reversed, brother.
We'll see. I hope so. That would be great. That would be great. I gotta agree with Kurt. I think that the
Dodgers are amazing. Man.
It's their year. It's their year.
And it's the thing about the Dodgers is they've been on a steady course all year. Like they haven't had any ups or downs. It's just been like this. It's just been steady as they go. They haven't faltered at all. And I think that is like if they haven't done it yet, I don't see them folding come postseason time.
Petro, I got one more question.
I got a question for Jim. I got a question for Jim, Kurt.
Okay.
We're on overtime right now.
I know, we got like 2 minutes.
With all these in the playoffs, everybody's going to be playing new teams for the first time all year. There are going to be a lot of upsets in the first round.
That's correct.
You think there'll be a lot of upsets?
I believe so. Like you said, you haven't played the Central or the West. You know what? You got to go in and get a feel for these teams now, and you haven't been able to even get your scouts in there to watch them. Everything is just off of videos and monitors right now. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of upsets, I predict, in those 3-game first-round series because, like you said, it doesn't take much for, you lose game 1, you're up against it. It's going to be great. I mean, I like it. I hope baseball, when it's all said and done and we go over this, some of the things that they put in this year are going to stick. And I know it's for another show and a baseball show, whether it's, but I think one of the things I hope sticks is the DH. Yes, I hope they were trying to push that. I think once we get a baseball show, you National League guys, I want to get your thoughts and feelings on that. I think that's a go. But, yeah, we'll save that for another baseball-only show.
Okay, and my last
Hey,
thing.
Dale, if you're still there, we're going to be wrapping up. So I just wanted to
right here, bro.
Kenny, real quick. Kenny, one real quick question, because I know Bielen was big on this stat, and I want to ask Petro. Bielen was big with the Kershaw in the postseason. Petro, do you pitch Kershaw game 1?
No, because I think Walker Buehler is the ace of that team now. Kershaw's great. I'm one of the biggest Kershaw guys. I think he's phenomenal.
But Bielen's
Walker
right.
Buehler,
He's very shaky in that postseason.
That's why though. That's why I think you set the tone and you throw Buehler out there. Because think about it this way: you win game 1. I think the pressure is kind of off of Kershaw, and now he could be loose and he could just go and be Clayton
But
Kershaw.
God forbid you lose game 1, and that's on him. Oh.
Yeah, but he hasn't. He's won in the postseason.
Yeah, I know.
Before. He's had shaky starts, but it's like same thing.
7-13 in the postseason.
Garrett Cole's 0-3 in game 1, but I'm sorry. I feel very comfortable throwing Garrett Cole out there on a game 1. I just don't. How could you not? He's the upper echelon of what you got. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's just my
That's
opinion.
why we play the game. That's why we play the game.
All right.
Gentlemen.
I know there's a couple things we didn't get into tonight, Kurt. I don't know how long you want to go overtime.
No. Let's. You know what, Kenny? We'll do
pay the
tomorrow.
bills.
Kenny, we'll do them tomorrow. We're coming on Wits and Wagers. If the guys want to come on, they'll come on. But we do our fantasy. Bielen, you're around tomorrow, right? You'll be around tomorrow to come in. We'll get our stuff, and we'll discuss it, and we'll do that.
Did we have picks or anything for NFL? Are we keeping track of NFL picks?
You know what? I have the picks here from last week. We didn't
do them real quick. We can get it done in 5 minutes.
Well,
I know my straight up picks. I went 14-1.
Well, real quick, I know we didn't get to Jim's topic on tight ends. We got to get into that. We got to get into Jim's topic about the tight ends.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that. We got 2 more minutes.
My topic, real quick, and it's only going to take 20 seconds. Best dipping sauce. I'll start with John. Best dipping sauce for Rocky Mountain oysters.
Ooh,
I don't know if there is one.
I'm going out. No, I'm going hot sauce.
Jim.
Just killing it right away. This is gonna be awesome.
I gotta say maybe like a hybrid. Maybe go like a Buffalo Ranch because
No way,
Pat, no ranch for me. No ranch.
I don't know, Kurt. I really think that you may have to go outside the box here because it's going to be pretty disgusting regardless. I
have to go like a really buffalo sauce, like deep hard.
Ketchup? You eat ketchup? Maybe ketchup.
You know what I'm going to have to do, Petro? I'm going to have to start watching.
It might ruin ketchup for you, though.
What's the hockey guy's name? Not the hot dog guy. What's those names?
Kurt, I got you.
Kobayashi.
I'm going to have to
Kurt,
watch
you know
videos of how they just put them in and go right through.
I got you. You know what you do? Peanut butter. There is nothing more overpowering than peanut butter. Okay,
True.
You dip it in some peanut butter. It might be disgusting. It might be a real gross texture, but I'm telling you, peanut butter might be the one that masks the nastiness of the Rocky Mountain oyster.
Does he have to drink milk afterwards, though?
No way. No way.
We got to give him the Ruts Hut. That's on the way.
Jen's in the background, and all I hear is her scream out, "That's disgusting."
Yes, it is, guys. All right, final words, Mr. Bielen. What do you got?
You want to do the tight ends real quick?
Yeah. Let's do that real quick.
No, I just saw that real quick today, and I threw it out to the boys. The AFC West has to have the best tight ends. Agree or disagree? Because you're talking Hunter Henry, Waller, Travis Kelce, and what's the guy?
Fan.
The guy on Denver. Oh yeah, Noah
Fan.
Yeah.
No,
What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah, hands down.
I think that's going to sweep the board. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know any other division that I would take.
Right? Hey, Kenny, when we were talking about it, did you ever think you would talk about that? Like having one division, having all the best tight ends in one division, right?
No.
It's always running backs or quarterbacks.
I think maybe next week we save the discussion for the second best because that would be a little more. I mean, you got Kittle and Andrews in the
this
division.
is something we can go with going forward, but usually we rank things by positions. But man, the West, the tight ends.
By far.
Say goodbye to your father's tight ends who staying in block. Forget that now.
And you know what's weird too, though? And you know what Jim about it is? Because they were talking about this on Denver earlier, how they were killing Elway last year by saying, oh my God, you guys drafted Noah Fant instead of Devin Bush from Michigan, and he's on Pittsburgh. And they were saying when you looked at the game, Devin Bush had no shot of covering Noah Fant. So it's like these linebackers can't cover these guys. They can't. Like, really, who's a good coverage linebacker that can stop those guys?
But isn't it always the game evolves? You know what? Remember when they came out with the pistol and the run? Pistol and the other one, the
Wildcat.
Wildcat. Thank you, Petro. You know what? That was going to change the NFL.
Yeah.
They figured that out and figured out what.
But you know what it is though, Jim? You guys are set up well because your guy, what's his name? The safety. What the hell's his name? The Honey Badger.
Yeah.
Like he's really a guy that's like he's a safety. Like those are the guys that got to cover those guys. A safety has to cover them. Linebackers can't.
Yeah,
Landon
Collins,
right? Those guys.
Yeah.
You can't cover them with linebackers. Like who's covering Kelsey? They can't. You know.
They take these guys. I mean, look at all the wide receivers now. Whether it's Evan Ingram, they're just big wide receivers. That's all.
Yep.
All right. What's final word, Bielen?
Jets are losing this week. Broncos are losing this week. Jets and Broncos play the following week. Jets are going to take a W. Blake Bortles is going to be your starting quarterback. I can't wait.
Oh, there we go.
Think about that statement you just made, Bielen. Blake Bortles is the Broncos quarterback. You
automatically took L.
Hey, Kurt, you go 0-4. You really should start posting on the Denver pages. Tank for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, absolutely. Tank for him. You gotta.
That's got to suck. Week 2 season and your football's over.
It is.
I'm sorry,
year in a row.
It's got to suck when you got to eat Rocky Mountain oysters.
That's Jim's final thought. Jim's final thought is that's got to suck.
Do you know what's really crazy, though, guys? In all seriousness, think about this. I mean, I don't know who Petro has, but within 2 weeks, Jim might be the only. Bielen's going to be done. I'm done. Kenny's done. Petro might be done. Like, this might just be a Jim's football show. We might not even have what are we going to talk about? We're going to have one win between the 4 of us. I mean, that's nuts. That's nuts.
My defense,
I'm talking about Trevor.
Right.
Our defense alone is going to keep us in games. So.
You know what?
Okay, but here's the question, and this I promise, this is the last thing. But Bielen, we'll start. Actually, I'm going to start with Kenny because me and Kenny did something on our Saturday show, and I think we had 4 guys. But let's just end it with this. Jim, are you taking for the next 10 years Trevor Lawrence or Dak Prescott?
Oh, God.
Dak Prescott because Trevor Lawrence is an unknown.
Kenny?
I'll take my chance with Trevor Lawrence because
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Petro?
It's Dak Prescott. The guy hasn't even thrown a ball in the NFL
Bielen?
yet.
Dak Prescott, but if you want to compare somebody, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, I'm taking Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence.
Now see, there you go. JB, nice job.
I think he's going to be the best prospect since Peyton Manning. He's that good. He is.
To be seen. To be seen.
My final word is I don't know if I feel more sorry for Kurt, who has to eat the Rocky Mountain oysters, or when I go over there with the Rocky Mountain oysters, cooking them in Jen's kitchen.
You can't bring
guys,
them?
I will
do you,
have a little barbecue.
How do you cook them?
Hamburgers and wings.
Boil them.
We'll go there. We'll go
God, boiled balls.
He's got to eat them.
That's disgusting.
Probably the best way. You probably could fry them, but I don't think
I would think fried is at least, you got to think in your head. You dip it in the peanut butter, and you're like, okay, it's a Zeppeli.
This
and
is
then
my.
You throw it in your mouth.
Kurt's gonna go on the Denver website asking for suggestions on what to eat with.
This is my only.
I gotta tell you, the pictures that I just typed in when I see how do you cook Rocky Mountain oysters, the one picture of it sliced, it literally looks like half cooked chicken breast. And it's not it's not.
I'm getting sick just thinking about it.
It's not okay. It says so here we go. What do Rocky Mountain oysters taste like? Rocky Mountain oysters taste like venison. They have a gamey quality like breaded venison. But some claim they taste more like calamari, which is to say they taste like fried seasoned rubber.
You like
It's not
calamari,
bad.
right, Kurt?
It's not bad.
Kurt likes calamari.
No, I don't.
No?
No.
Hey, I did read something right now. They said one of the best sauces to eat with it when they do this in Denver is peppercorn horseradish sauce.
Maybe I gotta prep myself. But you know what? In Vic,
Kurt's going on the Denver website.
guys, and my final word is in Vic, I trust. Because, hey, you know what? I haven't heard. I'll say this. Here's my last word. I haven't heard anyone on this
Gotta
panel.
tell you,
I haven't heard anyone on this
prep-
panel bring up Mr. Brady lately because he's
The
been
prep-
exposed.
That's
Been
because you
exposed.
drafted him on. That's because you drafted him on your fantasy.
Yeah,
team. You
terrible
this?
decision.
Can I say one last thing?
Sure.
How about Deion Sanders at Jackson
Yes.
State and his roster
His
of
staff.
coaches?
Yes.
They said that could change those type of universities forever. That could force kids, instead of going to big universities, to go and play.
Where are they getting the money?
How
to
many
pay
recruiting
for-
violations do you think he's gonna have?
A ton.
He already probably has a bunch.
He probably has already. He don't care.
You saw his entrance into his press conference. That's how he's
Yeah.
going to roll up to these kids' houses.
Yeah.
That's going to be
With a
fantastic.
cigarette- With a cigarette and a hat.
All right, boys.
Fantastic.
Kenny, tomorrow, if you guys want to join us, make some picks.
All right.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, guys. Thank you for Hoops for making the commercials. Thank you for all the voiceovers. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Go
Back
Broncos.
for MVP.
Never.